Name a city in Minnesota that does not have the letter A in it. Arlington? Wow, we are starting strong. Just wanted to warn all of the mommies, I'm bloody furious. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a nightmare. My son's advert calendar has got guns and grenades in it. How inappropriate. I know it's Paw Patrol and they're police and all, but this is still not right, is it? Wow, that's hard to read, Jesus. Isn't that an ice skate and a bauble? Why, yes. Yes, it is. You are not here. This is a cartoon. Earth is flat. They're right. We aren't in that picture because that's Andromeda. Fun fact, nurses take the baby away from the mother for the first 12 to 24 hours because the female's natural instinct is to kill the baby so that they can avoid taking responsibility and they can go back to Chad/Tyrone. It's called post-mortem distress birthing. Wow, I genuinely don't know where to start with you, so I'm not going to bother. Let's move on to something a little less awful. You can't catch a virus. It lives in the host. You can only catch a bacteria. Look that one up, idiot. Confidently incorrect. You're wrong. Animal viruses cannot jump to humans. They have to be injected into a human via a flu shot. If you never got a flu shot your entire life, you will not catch this bacteria. Truth? If Facebook doesn't consider this level of disinformation to be terrorism, they need to seriously review their policies. I stopped listening to you guys back in 2017 when y'all put on the worst performance I've ever seen. Singer was drunk and out of breath as soon as he started. We haven't played a show since 2013, so I'm not sure what band you saw in 2017. People are freaking idiots. My neighbor's kid just tried to tell me that bats are mammals. Mammals don't fly. We walk and are confined to the ground. No wonder my family in Sweden thinks Americans are dumb. Y'all truly need to educate your kids better. Bats are birds. It is a coincidence. The sun and the moon are the same size. Did you not pay attention during school? The stuff they're teaching in school just flat out doesn't work like that. The sun isn't that big. Someday, we'll have the technology to send you there. As proof, you know? Being Japanese and English doesn't make you biracial unless you have one black parent and one white. What? What's going on here? Every book which wasn't something, Everyn't many book. Consider shortening this phrase. I love this because there's obviously something very clever going on to analyze patterns of language, but it's also profoundly ignorant. Can someone explain how it's so small? Like how it's both a bonsai and an apple tree? I'm fascinated. They bred an apple tree and a bonsai tree till they got the apple bonsai they wanted. I can try to go into more detail, but that takes a lot of brain power that I don't have right now. What? I love it when people say, I could go into detail, but I won't because it's either boring or I don't want to. What they mean is, I'm lying and making this crap up and I don't actually have the brain power to continue to make it up. So just believe me, please. Believe me, I'm right. Believe me. White hippie culture is me offering sunblock to a girl I'm working with at a festival and her replying, no thanks, the chemicals in that stuff are how the government gives you cancer, while rolling a cigarette. And yet, the Empire chose to discontinue clones. Sad. Just one missing O can completely change the meaning of your sentence. Sorry if you're American. I realize the American education system changes words to suit themselves, but I'm pretty sure they can still use choose with two O's. But hey, who am I to question the great power? Freaking world we live in today, where men dress like that. That's Christina Aguilera. Also, I think men can dress however the hell they want, and it's not any of your goddamn business, you f***ing creep. Remembering John today. Happy birthday, John. Oh. Are you stupid? The global elites. They control the world. You may not know it, but it's time you wake up. You just said global. Globe refers to the round earth. Thank you. You debunked yourself. Yeah, flat earthers are really good at that, as it turns out. Voter fraud is not a conspiracy theory. It is a fact. This claim about election fraud is disputed. I canceled my students' final and just gave them all 100 on it, and I structured my winter classes around not having a final. I don't know, maybe we should just abandon the construct that is the final. Classic example of the dumbing down of America, a person too lazy to do their job. They have a PhD and you live in Kentucky. I think it's great that someone living in Kentucky is a burn in this situation. Any use of tobacco products are prohibited in Chapel Hill parks. Dumbass. The character of Tony Stark was inspired by Elon. No, he was not. Hi, Adam. I have a slightly nitpicky correction. You say that you can hear the grief in Bach's piece, but at the time, composers didn't really put their own emotion into their music. That wasn't common until the Romantic era. Although we can't know for sure, any feeling of grief in Bach's piece is likely a coincidence. Hey, why don't you go eat more bagels, dude? So what year did they invent emotion? Belgium? Japan? Tintin is English. All I have ever wanted from a yogurt is to know who the cows are. Notice how they named all the cows traditionally girl names? There's a deep connection between misogyny and consuming animals. Big brains, stay woke. Or because the cows are girls. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Girls won't date me because of feminism. Part 2 out of 19? Dude! Ivanka Trump helped pass out boxes of food on Monday at Christ Chapel in Woodbridge, Virginia. A very classy first lady. Ooh, no. Also, is this the same Ivanka Trump that won't allow Secret Service to use her bathroom? I can't have the poor people touching my toilet, even though I also go poopy in there. All will see the truth. Just wait. You do realize that's the flag of Liberia, right? Yes, we will. We already have, but you people can't seem to get your blinders off. What? Science spelled backwards is eknix, a device used by pagans to summon Satan himself to brainwash children and turn them into literal sheep. These pagans were called scientists? Today's scientists use this to brainwash our kids. It's so nice seeing that capped off with MAGA and flat earth. The swine flu and the attempt for a vaccine by the Obama administration with Joe Biden in charge was a complete and total disaster. Now they want to come in and take over one of the greatest and fastest medical miracles in modern day history? I don't think so. H1N1 started in April of 2009, 3 months after Obama and Biden took office. September 15, 2009. 4 H1N1 vaccines were approved by the FDA. 5 months after the first reported cases, 17,000 total deaths. More than 17,000 people died of coronavirus last week, you gaslighting son of a Klansman. For the record, Islam was around before homosexuality. I think people should stop being gay before they stop following Islam. Just my 2 cents. You can keep your pennies, sir. If you're Irish and you complain about Britain erasing culture but can't even speak the language and don't know crap about Ireland before 1910, then just shut your cake hole. Nobody cares. Them being Irish and not being able to speak the language or not knowing crap about Ireland before 1910 is a direct result of Britain erasing culture, you goddamn vitamin D deficient circus clown. Japanese cartoons are all the same, so name any and it'll fit. Right, because Attack on Titan and Pokemon are totally the same thing. Pokemon isn't Japanese, at least the show isn't. Wait, what? Buff dude, I kissed 50 times more girls than you did. Me, 50 times 0 is 0. Actually, if it's 50 times 0, it's 50. But 0 times 50 is 0. Or was that the joke? I can't tell. You certainly can't, can you? Why the hell are you and that other white chick wearing kimonos? You white people need to stop taking Japanese culture. Also, you two look horrible in the kimonos. It doesn't even match you. Well, it's not a kimono, and yeah, so... The leader of the Democrats is worth $248 million. Why doesn't she put her money where her mouth is? There are 209 million legal Americans, taxpayers, above the age of 18. If you divide Nancy's net worth by the number of legal age taxpayers, we would each get 1.18 million. I wish all people struggling for 8 months in the middle of a record-breaking pandemic a very $600. Wow, that math. That goddamn math. Not every job should have a living wage. That's not healthy for society. It's not healthy for someone making ice cream cones at Dairy Queen to make enough to live off of. You want a society that actually can't live off of these jobs. Holy God. I hope that is a joke. I hope it's a terrible, terrible joke, you disgusting little bastard. Doctors say Rudy Giuliani's white blood cell count was so low, but he's demanding a recount. White blood cells because he's white. I get it. Racist. I suppose his blood cells would be yellow if he was Chinese. Holy crap, you're a freaking moron. I really like Ritz, but it wrong in God's eyes to see man and man or woman and woman. It's one man, one woman. Remember, Sodom and Gomorrah. He destroyed them. I will not support that. Sodom and gonorrhea. Thank you, of course. To the person who messaged me yesterday with this, I thought you should know that Fane is spelled wrong. It looks sloppy and gives a bad impression if there are spelling mistakes. It's my actual name, and I've been spelling it that way for all of my life, so... Ooh, that's a fancy MAGA hat. Trumpeached. If Trump is impeached, Pence becomes president. Pence pardons Trump and appoints him vice president. Pence resigns, Trump becomes president and appoints Pence as his vice president. Liberal heads explode. I don't know why I pronounced resigns like that, but my mind is elsewhere right now, you know? I seriously want to know how putting oil in a tube and transporting it contributes to the climate getting hotter. Seriously, please. What happens to the oil after it gets transported, Charlie? Also, think about how you transport this stuff. I mean, seriously, you think all of the giant cargo ships and trucks and trains and all of that stuff don't use any energy whatsoever? Hey man, don't discount that cousin. They'll probably be chilling together at some point. Just spell the word out properly, please. It's properly. When you use language like this, it makes it clear that you're a bit of a dumbass. Probably, not properly. Maybe I got wrong what they wanted to say, but grammatically, they is still treated as a plural, not singular. You will say, what are they doing, and not what is they doing, even if you are referring to one person. Maybe I got wrong what they wanted to say, but grammatically they is still treated as a plural. What they wanted to say. You literally just used it as a singular pronoun. Let me do some quick math. $500 million for Israel. Population is over 8 million. That equates to over $65 million a person. US citizen gets $600. Holy God. Oh, I failed like 4 math courses throughout high school, and I am still smarter than some of these people. Oh, because I'm blonde and pretty. Couldn't be smart. Racist. Blonde and pretty is a race now? When you judge someone based on their appearance, it's racism. Okay. You'll believe anything, won't you? The word there is want. Learn to spell, uneducated Biden supporter. That's the best yet. The word is actually won't. Love that you called me uneducated. No, stupid, it's want. You said you believe that you won't to. The proper word is want in that sentence. Some guy made an 11-hour response to my Joker video. Oh my God. Holy crap, someone said something I don't agree with, so it must be about the video I made. Okay. I thought it might be a response to me because they put my face in the thumbnail and titled it Response to Jenny Nicholson. Well, they could mean any Jenny Nicholson. Jenny, why don't you just calm down, okay? We will never rewrite the Constitution of the United States. If there wasn't a rewrite, you wouldn't be a senator and also couldn't vote. Oh, and I'd be enslaved. Shout out to England for trying the vaccine first. Well, they don't have rights in England, so they probably didn't have a choice. You're not even allowed unpasteurized cheese in the US. Don't tell me your rights. The only rights you have above and beyond the UK is the right for a person with a room temperature IQ to buy a gun. Just made medium rare chicken strips. They're so good. Can't believe I haven't tried it like this before. Can't wait to dig in with my homemade salad and veggies. You're gonna get salmonella. Don't think so. This is chicken, not salmon. Sorry, sweaty. This holiday, I'm gonna stay home in my trash can and avoid people. I'm old enough to remember when Sesame Street was non-political. Shame on those using what was once beloved characters to push an agenda. Sesame Street was literally conceived and brought to life as a way to combat racism in America and bring education into the homes of children, especially children of color, you ding-a-ling. Sesame Street's building blocks are political. Do some basic research. Imagine not realizing that your nation through its history has been successful thanks to cheap labor from slaves, indentured servants, and immigrants. Americans built this country, and we don't need to import a third world slave class to make it successful. Lauren, come on. The immune system doesn't need to be trained. Works well without toxic chemicals in food, water, air, and vaccines. The human race would have been wiped out thousands of years ago if people needed vaccines. Tell that to smallpox. I swear these do not know how to spell on their story and they're like 15. Oof. The doctor said I was anime. Huh? Not enough iron. Oh, anemia. No, it's anime. Learn to spell, idiot. Stands. A group of people trying to meet other people with similar interests while expressing this interest through shared morals, love, and creativity. Is that guy that trends on Twitter every 14 seconds? For literally no reason? Every flu season, about 400,000 die in the US, mostly elderly people with illnesses like diabetes and obesity, and that's normal. The number of people who die each year from flu-related causes in the US is 8,200 to 20,000. Source: Center for Disease Control. So, where the F did you get your number from? They changed statistics since last March. Like they changed election results. Oh, yeah, just give up. You're never gonna change this freak's mind. Every time I use they to refer to a single gender unknown person on Tumblr, another piece of my grammar-filled heart shatters and the pieces scatter at the bottom of hell. They has been a singular pronoun for hundreds of years, you melodramatic dip. Well, actually, no. They is plural. People use they when they should use he, she, or it. You dense mofo. The pronoun they is an English equivalent for the third person indefinite singular and has been for literally centuries. It remains morphologically and syntactically plural. Therefore, you don't need to your little pantaloons at compromising your surely rock-solid grammar rules. I guarantee every freaking time you've ever had to refer to a person as an unknown gender, you've used they subconsciously. The post clerk gave me a message for you. Oh, what did they say? But you only have a problem with it when people specifically use it as a pronoun for themselves because you're a lord, I can guess. Not only do masks reduce your oxygen levels and increase your CO2 intakes, which makes you wheeze and gasp, but they also provide perfect warm, damp breeding grounds for pathogens to breathe in that'll progressively make you ill. For those who want more respiratory illnesses, job done. Absolutely none of that is true. And your exact qualifications for stating that are a degree in medicine. Oh, and a fellowship of the Royal College of Anesthetists, for which I was examined in respiratory physiology and the mechanics of gas transfer. Really hope I pronounced some of those words correctly. Canada just announced it'll provide the new COVID vaccine to every Canadian who wants it for free. That's great. Just out of curiosity, which country was it that developed the vaccine? Wonder why. Oh, thanks for asking, Ted. The Pfizer BioNTech vaccine was developed in Germany by a pair of immigrant scientists from Turkey. Is that how you say BioNTech? BioNTech? I don't give a crap. Screw you, Ted Cruz. You're a piece of shit. What if, instead of a vaccine, we were just able to get exposed to a weak version of the virus that enabled us to build the antibodies we need to fight the real thing? Okay, what if? And hear me out here. Instead of alphabets, we use lines to create characters that when assembled could be formed into words. I can't believe anti-vaxxers just invented vaccines. He was Darth Vader before he put on the suit. Super wrong right there. Haven't been able to come up with a vaccine for the flu, but able to come up with one for a new virus in a matter of months? There's literally a flu vaccine. Are you kidding me? Asymptomatic viruses are not infectious. You need symptoms to pass on a virus. Do a little homework and you'll understand that. Oh, baby. Just remember, the world is filled with literally hundreds of millions of people like this. She's not gay. She was saying that then to keep the creeps away. Now, she says that to keep a high but private profile without having to get married and still keep the creeps away. She's married to a woman. She literally has a wife. You gotta love guys that are so freaking insecure that they absolutely do not believe that lesbians exist. They can't exist. I'm way too sexy for a woman to be gay. Why don't they want me? No candidate has ever won both Florida and Ohio and lost. I won them both by a lot. Wrong. Richard Nixon won both Florida and Ohio and still lost to JFK. Also, Nixon was only impeached once. I'm an agnostic who was raised Catholic, and I very much celebrate Christmas, not Xmas or the holidays. The X in Xmas is the Greek letter chi. Hope I'm saying that right. The first letter in the Greek word for Christ. The abbreviation was created by medieval monks who loved to abbreviate as they had to write tomes by hand. Alright, I definitely did not pronounce that right. I did not pronounce that word. You know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm stupid. Let's move on. English. Traditional. English. Simplified. Traditional? They actually spoke like Americans until we won the revolution, and then they started faking an accent. I don't think we're talking about accents here. I think we're talking about spelling. You know, like the typey, righty on the paper? Like that, you freaking moron. Allergies don't have to be scary. Spray Flonase daily and stop your body from overreacting to allergens. Psst, psst, you're good. Or go vegan and inner inflammation levels plummet and allergies go away on their own. What? I swear to God, if anybody online calls themselves a guru of any type, don't listen to a word they say. Unless it's the blender guru. Because let me tell you, that guy is amazing. In which continent is Argentina located? South America? South America isn't a continent. It isn't? Whoa, dude, don't believe him. Don't believe him. Oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. Guys, when are you gonna open your eyes? South America isn't real, okay? It was just something we made up for bedtime stories. Hey, jackass, we use miles per hour in this country. Wheels is an Australian magazine. We use metric measurements. You're on the internet, which is American. Therefore, you can use American, the best measurements. Actually, the World Wide Web was first developed in CERN. I don't blame you for not knowing that. You're apparently an American. At least a few of these have felt like someone trying to joke and be funny, but sarcasm and irony really doesn't come across through text very well, and I guess to be fair, sarcasm and irony is lost on some people. That awkward moment when this short gets more views than the original video. Oh my God. That guy has to be messing with him, right? I've done stuff like that before, come on. To make matters worse, existing storage of wind energy and batteries was also gone because batteries were losing 60% of their energy in the cold. Bottom line, renewables don't work well in extreme weather. Never will. We use batteries in space and wind turbines to power an entire base in the Antarctic. Cold is not the problem. Oh man, there are so many things I want to say, but I know since it's about a politician, it's probably not a good idea. Just know that he is so goddamn wrong, it is actually quite funny. There's no such thing as biracial. Stop lying. I hope you're being ironic. No, it's the truth. Biracial is imaginary bullcrap made by people who are deluded to the obvious. Okay, that made no sense. So people of mixed race aren't real? Do you know how crazy you sound? Oh, I think they're very, very aware of how crazy they sound. They just don't care. Some people have found that they like the sound of their own bullcrap. I bet this guy smells his own farts. The US dollar is only 50 years old. Bitcoin is 12 years old. Bitcoin has been around a quarter of the time of the dollar's existence. What? No, seriously. You think the dollar is only 50 years old? This is wildly, painfully, and incredibly wrong. Here's a real X-ray. It's cute, but it's 2021. Let's all be intelligent and not spread lies. This photo is actually real. It's just a kitten, not a cat. The gaps between the bones are fibrocartilage that haven't turned to bone yet, or aren't fully ossified. Happens in young animals. You could learn a thing or two from this website right here. No, I'm telling you right now, this person is going to refuse to learn anything other than what they think they already know. Dear every cashier in America, the proper response to thank you is, "You're welcome," not "no problem." And you're supposed to thank me. We got an arrogant up in here. Millennials are so entitled. Actually, the "you're welcome, no problem" issue is simply a linguistics misunderstanding. Older people tend to say "you're welcome." Younger people tend to say "no problem." This is because for older people, the act of helping or satiating someone is seen as a task that is not expected of them, but is them doing extra. So it's saying, "I accept your thanks because I know I deserve it." No problem, however, is used because younger people feel not only that helping or assisting someone is a given and expected, but also that it should be stressed that your need for help was no burden to them, even if it was. Basically, older people think that help is a gift you give. Younger people think help is an expectation required of them. Damn straight. I genuinely can't wait until the sensibilities of the boomer generation die off with them because I'm really sick and tired of this entitlement. If the cashier doesn't give me a tuck and rub, then, well, they deserve to be fired. Also, I completely just invented that term. I don't know what a tuck and rub is. If you would like to Google that, you can go right ahead, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm all about support for your country, but I'm pretty sure there's a Z in there. Huh, alrighty then. Are you seriously using Asian things in your art? That's culture appropriation. Bro, I'm Chinese. People are freaking idiots. My neighbor's kid just tried to tell me that bats are mammals. Mammals don't fly. We walk and are confined to the ground. No wonder my family in Sweden thinks Americans are dumb. Y'all truly need to educate your kids better. Bats are birds. All right, this just in, everybody. Bats are now officially birds. They also lay eggs, are cold-blooded, and have no fur or hair on them whatsoever. All right, here we go. This one's gonna be a doozy. Genders: male, female. Mental disorders: agender, androgynous, bigender, cisgender, cis-female, cis-male, cis-man, cis-woman, cisgender female, cisgender male, cisgender man, cisgender woman. Jeez, that is just a whole lot of stupidity to unpack. Some unpacking that we're definitely not going to do here. Let's move to the next one. Europe is okay regarding medicine. A middle-income life, but is mostly like a third-world country. People don't know about anything else going on outside their frontiers. Bro, do you know Europe is not a country, right? Huh? r/no stupid questions? Oh boy. Everyone in France uses cursive cause it's quick and neat. It's not being taught anymore in the US? Cursive can't be done in French because they have accents over their letters that require you to lift your pen. You know how when you finish writing a word, you go and add the dots to the I? Same thing. I don't add that stuff afterwards, I do it while I'm writing. Am I weird for that? I mean, I guess to be fair, my handwriting never left the 3rd grade, so doesn't matter anyway. If a centaur was a car, would it look like this? Or like this? God, I hate that. Please learn the differences between a centaur and a minotaur. No, I think they got it right. My dog was declared cancer-free today, so I'm reverse searing him a steak. Hashtag the real MVP. Aw, what a good boy. The Bible says you don't feed animals back to animals. It will make him sick. Dogs like carrots. Dogs like cereal products. Did you live under power lines as a kid? If major Dogecoin holders sell most of their coins, it will get my full support. Too much concentration is the only real issue, in my opinion. The dollar is the most valuable currency in the world, Elon. $10,000 would make you a millionaire in Europe. You should be ashamed of yourself for not recognizing that. Okay, this guy has to be kidding, right? There's no way this mofo unironically just said that. You know how poor I felt when I went to visit the UK? Dude. A viral video features a fanny pack wearing patron raising hell at a Dunkin' Donuts after ordering a dozen munchkins and expecting to get 50. 50. That's what a dozen is, not 12. Well, I guess by your math, that makes you at least a dozen pounds overweight. Look, I'm sorry, I know it's a low blow, low-hanging fruit, but I don't care. You treat people like this, I'm gonna treat you bad back. 18,000-year-old puppy found frozen in ice, the oldest confirmed dog ever. Ha! This is false. Earth's only 6,000 years old. Oh god, nope, sorry, too easy. We're moving on. Of course a vaccine stimulates innate immune systems. Of course a live virus vaccine like varicella elicits an innate immunity. What a strange piece of misinformation to have been spread. Injecting a virus with adjuvants into your muscle with a syringe is not the same as getting an infection through your mucosa, nor is the reaction. Thinking this is just not ignorant and very unscientific. Huh? Please educate yourself on the immune system and the latest info about it. Oh, okay. This is the assistant professor of epidemiology and immunology, and he's a physician at Harvard School of Public Health and Medicine. Also studies vaccines, immunity, infectious diseases, and public health. Maybe, just maybe, he knows a little bit about this. Maybe even more than you. In what world does baguette means wand? It's bread in French. Why would they fight with bread? It's just a sloppy translation overall. No, actually, baguette means wand. The name for the bread is actually... Oh man, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try and read a French anything, which can be translated to wand of bread. It doesn't mean bread at all. It means wand. So baguette is the right way to call a wand. No, you're wrong, it means bread. Everyone uses it that way. Okay, I guess that guy wins. Well then, everyone uses it wrong. What can I say? I just told you it's a good translation, and I'm French. I will look it up later, but I'm pretty sure you're using it wrong. Oh my god. He's right though. Baguette just means wand, not bread. Don't know where you learned that? Before they turn 18, 1 in 6 boys experience some form of sexual abuse. 1 in 4 girls experience some form of sexual abuse. Except for the fact that boys don't experience some form of sexual abuse ever. And all apparent cases of male sexual abuse are always from people who lack any understanding of the definition of such terms. Sexual abuse involves mental trauma. Males do not experience mental trauma as they are incapable of doing so. Similar to how males cannot experience emotions such as remorse and generosity, and therefore the term sexual abuse does not apply to men. It seems like it got cut off here, and I'm very, very happy about that, because whether or not this person was trying to be funny, ooh, I wish I could punch them directly in their teeth. I don't care how much it hurts my hand, I want to make them suffer. Goodbye, sub. I've just finished Flowers for Algernon, and I look forward to never reading another book in my life. Not only did I finish it, but I finished it in a winter storm at 3 o'clock in the morning with no power. So there was no screaming at my fellow bookish friends or this sub. Couldn't even scream into a pillow because I didn't want to wake my family. My only choice was to die internally. I know I'm late, but phew. What? You don't read much? Flowers for Algernon is not a book, by the way. It's a short story. Are we really gatekeeping books now? Learn better grammar. Grammar. Are you kidding me? Just pre-ordered a box set. I'm pissed that the shipping is $45. I hate Europe for that. Portugal is the Greece of Europe, I swear. Portugal is in Europe, so is Greece. No, it isn't. Look at the globe. Oh god. You know what? At least this person said globe, alright? I was beginning to think with logic like this, they were a flat earther, but hey, they said globe, so we got that going for us, huh? Sure, that all makes perfect sense. Poverty is correlated with poor health outcomes all around. However, wealth inequality does not cause poverty. That's literally what wealth inequality is. Oh man, this person genuinely doesn't realize, and I don't think they ever will. Why do people like to mention Canada's free healthcare system? If it's so good, then why do they all come here and use our doctors and our resources and bail and leave us the tab on it? I think hospitals need to refuse service to Canadians who are here on visit, and if not, put a flat charge up front. $200 sounds fair to me. Free healthcare is not a good thing because it allows doctors to decline helping you for any reason, which is why they always come to the US. I'm sorry, I gotta know where this mofo got this information. Hey, Canadian viewers, how many of y'all come down to this hellhole to get anything treated? I can see maybe going to a plastic surgeon because you want to pay for the best service possible to get something done, but I don't think any sane Canadian in their right mind is thinking, I'm going to go to the US and put myself in permanent debt so that I can get my cold treated. People are like trees. They fall down when you hit them multiple times with an axe. He did. Be committed to never depriving your husband sexually. There'll be times you're just not in the mood, but that's not an excuse according to the Bible. Our bodies are not our own, and we need to joyfully serve their needs. Oh God. If I could die never hearing anything about or from the Bible again, I think I would die a somewhat happier man. Somebody's mad because Trump didn't get impeached. Oh no, he did. Twice. He didn't though. He did. An impeachment is putting an official on trial for high crimes and misdemeanors. You see, what didn't happen was we didn't convict him either time. Now, I'm not going to get into all that nonsense, but he was impeached twice. That is a fact. Water, 1 mile. Water, 1 kilometer. Americans. But the Americans are right. A mile is less than a kilometer. 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. You guys are saying he's wrong, but he isn't. 1 mile is the equivalent to 1.6 kilometers. If he wanted water, the mile sign would be closer. Oh, you poor guy. Hey, my dude, how about this? The next time you're at the gym, say on the treadmill, change it over from miles to kilometers and see which one you hit first. Just a thought experiment. I'm not expecting any results or anything, but it might be worth a try. Today I learned what TIL means. You've also learned how to spell learned and 2 symbols to put at the end of sentences. the more you know. And now you can learn that learned is also a word, much like color and color. And realize the more you know before correcting other people. Do solar panels work in the cold? Yes. Solar panels work by absorbing light from the sun, not heat. In fact, the chemical reactions that occur within the solar panels are more efficient at cooler temperatures. Also, white snow can act like a mirror to reflect more light onto them. It's a bit cold outside this morning in the middle of America. Aren't you glad you aren't heating your home with a solar panel like nitwit socialists? Oh man, these people are completely helpless. There will be no educating them on anything that could fundamentally make the human race better. How can you not be in awe at solar power? We went from burning crap to power stuff to, hey, if we just put this thing out underneath the sun, it makes electricity. How we do that? How is that not amazing to you? Jeez. Well, you're not even remotely right here at all. Arguably, I'm more pissed off at the guy with his schnoz sticking out of the mask than the old guy that conveniently forgot to put it on. That's right, I see you old people. You didn't forget. You just don't want to put it on and you're hoping that no one's gonna call your ass out on it just because you're old. Respect your elders, even if they lead by incredibly stupid example. For those that didn't pick up on that, that's called sarcasm. So, this may be the American education system in me, but that height chart bugs the hell out of me. It should be like 1.8 meters. 180 centimeters isn't correct metric. I didn't spend years mixing up deci and deca for people to just ignore unit conversions like this. What the f*** are you talking about? $100K a year to take someone's order at Taco Bell? Totally makes sense. Where the hell did you get that number? If someone's working enough hours to make that on $15 an hour, they deserve it. $15 an hour on a person working 40 hours a week makes $31,200 a year. I'm getting real sick and tired of these people noticing that these jobs exist and they need to exist, but they also recognize that the people that are doing those jobs day in and day out do not deserve, for whatever reason, to be paid a living wage. They feel that you should be paid so little that you can barely survive. They don't mind you being homeless, just so long as they get their Crunchwrap Supreme. Weird how GOAT can mean best player, but it can also mean worst player. Literally no one anywhere has ever used GOAT to refer to the worst player. Only in America is the term GOAT used for a good player. It took me ages to figure out it meant greatest of all time. In other countries, being called a GOAT is a negative. Well, chalk me up as a guy that had no idea that other countries used it as the opposite. Honestly, GOAT, I've only heard that used the last 6 or 7 years here anyway, so whatever, man. You and blank matched. You do know what pansexual means, right? Obviously. Sorry, wasn't being rude, I think you're hot, but that means you like your family as well. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it does. Oh, are we gonna sit here while you tell me what things about me mean? Very, very few things are quite as arrogant as telling somebody else what things about their life mean to them, or telling somebody else about them. You don't get to do that. You are not me. I'm gonna punch you in the butt cheek. She kinda has a point. How the heck are you 3 inches erect? Unless you jerk off 20 times a month, that shouldn't be possible. Whoa, wait. Is this mofo implying that the more you masturbate, the shorter you know what? Of course that's what he means. Let's read the rest of this. That's not how penises work, my dude. They do. It is just the dude above jerks off with a cheese grater. Why are you getting downvoted? Yes, it is how it works. When you jerk off so much, you get less horny. Less horny equals less penis size. Oh man, is there anybody out there in the world that wants to corroborate this? I like it all. Haha, with Morgan Freeman. Well, you know what, whatever, fine. I guess you can have that one. Ah, black crayons. It's Spanish. No, it's racist. Time to cancel Spanish. That's racist. Oh my God. Usually you stop looking at the black crayon translations like that after about 4th grade saying it out loud. But the fact that this person's probably a grown-ass adult saying it, woohoo! Someone never got taught anything about other cultures while they were growing up, and it shows. My brother tried very hard, blank, calm during the hurricane, staying, to staying, stay, to stay. Somehow this is incorrect, so they're saying that my brother tried very hard, stay calm during the hurricane is correct. Are we gonna go with that? That's what we're rolling with now, huh? Reminds me of how in software gore, no matter what the test or quiz, that stuff is always messed up. The slightest little thing will get you a wrong answer. Oh, you put a space at the end of your answer that shouldn't count towards anything? Wrong! You just failed your quiz. You're gonna have to retake the entire college semester. I'm sorry, I legitimately have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. So, somebody just explained to me how what I just posted to a subreddit wasn't suitable for that sub. I replied that as the creator, moderator, and basically only contributor to said subreddit, I respectfully disagree, and he reported me. To me. Oh, it's absolutely not lost on that person. I guarantee you they knew exactly what they were doing. They just wanted to be an a-hole for the sake of being an a-hole. That's really all there is to it. Bruh, you can still be a virgin even if your virginity is gone. I mean, I'm not really gonna argue against it. If I meet somebody and for some strange reason, I'm a virgin, comes up in a conversation, I'm not gonna go, hey, we're gonna have to check that, okay? I'm gonna need you to prove it to me. Otherwise, I don't believe you. And imagine how creepy that is. Plus, it's not anybody's business but your own anyway. FYI, the ancient Egyptians were white. Please tell me you people don't actually believe that black people built the pyramids. Please tell me that you don't honestly believe that white people lived in the desert for thousands of years and stayed white the whole time. What the hell are you smoking? No, really, I want to know because I want a bit of it myself. It seems real strong. Not in this weather, you don't. You realize not everyone lives in America and we all have different weather, but it's winter everywhere, LOL. You don't get winter in one spot and other seasons in other places. Pretty sure some areas winters may be warmer, but still. Oh, honey. Your is the exact same thing as you are. Ooh, you were so close. You're off by just a little bit. You can do it. I believe in you. Just try one more time. You're stupid. You're. Exactly. Check and mate. 0 ain't a number as far as I know. Well, it's good to know that you don't know very far. You know about as far as you can throw. That's all there is to it. Freemason science. Earth revolves around the sun at 66,600 miles per hour? Curvature of 1 square mile, 0.666 feet. Earth tilts at 66.6 degrees. Still think it's all a coincidence? You're like that monster devil woman, aren't you? You know, the woman that thinks that monster energy is the mark of the beast. I don't think people suffered from acne until relatively recently as industrial seed oils became a prominent component of modern diets. If you look at images from the 80s and 90s, no one had acne. Oh, look at all those replies. That's a lot of 80s and 90s kids who killed themselves with Accutane coming to kick your ass. Wait, humans are animals? Well, duh. No, we aren't. That's why we're called humans, not animals. LMAO. We show emotions and animals don't. You need to go back to school or some. Wildlife biologist here. The people are way too close. A black bear with cubs can be very aggressive, and what she will and won't tolerate isn't always clear. If she hurts someone, the state will euthanize her, and her cubs will either starve or, if caught, spend their lives in cages. You do realize a black bear will most likely just charge, right? Very rarely will they ever attack. As for the people, the bear clearly understood that they weren't a threat to them. Literally mansplaining a wildlife biologist about wildlife, you loser! Richard Branson's spaceflight cost about $1.5 billion. Instead, he could have given every American $1 million. Tax the rich. Oh man, did it really cost him that much? What a fucking loser, God! Look, I am all for spaceflight and exploring the final frontier for human evolution. Trust me, I'm all for it, and we should be putting more money towards it. But I'm really sick and tired of billionaires pulling this bullshit. What is, Americans in your crooked education system. Y'all never heard of a thing called BODMAS in primary school? Basically, brackets of simply multiply the brackets with the number outside it, division comes third, multiplication fourth, addiction fifth, Subtraction. The answer is 2. What the hell is that fucking acronym? It's like Bo Body. What does it mean? Science spelled backwards is eknaics? And eknaeus was a device used by pagans to summon Satine himself to brainwash children and turn them into literal sheep. Literal sheep? Transmogrification, that's where we are? These pagans were called scientists. Today's scientists use, oh, holy shit. I know some people are going to disagree, and I'm not trying to start an argument, but why is it they have a special month, even days out of the year, for certain groups to celebrate their sexuality, race, certain beliefs, but Christians don't get anything? And I'm not judging at all because I love everyone and accept everyone as they are. I'm just curious. Christmas? Easter? Christmas vibes take up half the year, and Christ is literally in the name. Also, motherfuckers, y'all got every single Sunday. You get to do whatever the hell you want on that day, man. Watching the Blue Origin flight, and I'm reminded that the only way something like this only happens with capitalism. It's the same with Elon Musk. Our country is greater with private enterprise pushing the boundaries of humanity. Didn't the USSR launch the first satellite, though? First man in space, too. You know, they're right, though. Billionaires can only play astronaut when there's capitalism involved. Otherwise, where the fuck get the billionaire part? How did Beyonce go #1 in 100 countries when there's only 7? Africa, Europe, Asia, and I can't remember the rest. Wow. Just ran into my neighbor and depression came up, and I said, yeah, meds aren't working. I don't know what to do. And she said, have a baby. And I said, like a human child? And she said, yes. When I had 2 kids, I never had time to be depressed. So that is what I'll be haunted by today. Holy God, that is the worst possible decision. Dessert stomach is a real thing. Your gut expands upon contact with sugar and therefore makes room for dessert even after having the feeling of being full. Dessert. Dear paleontologists, you keep digging for dinosaur bones despite all the evidence that they never even existed. If you can't accept science, then why do you work in a field that's supposed to be based upon scientific principles? Where's the evidence that they don't exist along with your post here? You can't mic drop and provide absolutely no legitimate evidence here. Not to mention that male DNA makes its way to the female brain from every lover she ever took without a condom. There are legit studies on this. There is a cost with having casual sex. It affects the female forever. Oof. Oof. Holy crap. This is also a not how women work moment. Or sorry, not how girls work. Either way, this person is insane. Bolivian salt flats, 10,582 square kilometers of flat surface. Earth is not a globe. Oh, my sweet, sweet freaking moron. I don't even know what stresses me out more. The fact that 26% somehow got 13, or the fact that the correct answer isn't even an option. It's 10. It's not. It should be 16. We read left to right, and it makes no sense to make math this stupidly frustrating. Look, I get you. I understand. But please stop. Oh, not Milo. That's cheating. The Earth is a circle made with a compass laid upon a face. It is bound at its ends and does not move. It is covered by a dome containing the sun, moon, and stars, which are circulating. There's no way this dude also went flat earth. Has he always been a flat earther? Look, I knew he was frickin' crazy, but did he really go this way? 5 to 10 seconds 5G typically leads to tunnel vision and then loss of consciousness. We have proof. 5 to 10 seconds at 4 to 5G vertically typically leads to tunnel vision and then loss of oh, they got the wrong G, you stupid idiot. So it's a gallon then. Okay, thanks for telling me. 50% larger than a half gallon? Shut the hell up, Silk. Met 2 gods, still an atheist. Met 2 gods, beat the crap out of your mouth. Atheism is the lack of belief in the Christian God specifically, not gods in general. Huh? Only women have hormones. Men have testosterone. You should know this by now. My guy, my sweet little naive man. Would you rather get paid $1 million right now or $6 every month for the rest of your life? I'll take option B. That's what passive income is. Find a way to make passive income. It'll change your life. All right, let's do some math here for a second. Whew, I know my math is wrong, but that $6 every month is gonna take quite a few years for it to finally get to that same million, even without taxes, sweetie. Oh my God, look what socialism has done to my beautiful country. It's preserved our ancient history, given us healthcare, and our money is worth more than the US dollar. It's so horrible. Really? Why are thousands of people from your country hopping the border to come into the US? Italy? Are you okay, sir? The American education system at its finest again. You used the wrong fork of its. Clearly Karen isn't the only person the American education system has failed. No, he's correct. Yeah, example. Your tiny brain is producing its thoughts very carelessly today. It is causing you to say stupid things. It's not Spanish. I am, and don't get I'm guessing Portuguese. It's the same language though? That's like if I say that Spanish and Italian are the same. They all came from Latin, but are different languages. You know, as Russian and Romanian. Nah, Italian's different. But both Spanish and Portuguese are dialects of Mexican. Same as Russian and Belarusian, already dialects of Ukrainian. Is Mexican its own language? Because that's not what I was taught in school. You got the car back, so what's the problem? Call center for bank. My man calls in, wondering why something from us, US, whatever, is showing up on his credit report and negatively impacting him. Look him up. Well, sir, you defaulted on a vehicle loan. Yeah, I got the car loan from you last year, and you never made a single payment. Right, I only needed the car for a few months, so I let you repo it after I was done. Y'all got the car back, so what's the problem? I wish I had, in any aspect of my life, the confidence with which these people spoke about these things so completely wrong in their own existence. Vanderbilt U, requiring faculty, staff, and postdocs to be fully vaccinated for the upcoming school year. Might want to read the US Constitution. You can't mandate that. No, you might want to read the fucking Constitution. Norway has the second longest coastline out of all the countries in the world. That's just a plain lie. I've been to Groven, I'm probably saying that wrong, and never seen a single inch of coastline. I think I might be in the right saying that it is in fact a landlocked country. Hey, would you look at that? Someone completely messed this all up. Nice, they couldn't be bothered to look at a map. You must be a female. MILFs are not just moms, cause they can't be anything cougars go after young guys in any stretch of availability. Bruh, what do you think the M in MILF stands for? Many/much as possible. What do you think the rest of the acronym stands for? You have a much greater chance of getting murdered as a trans person than a cis person. That's unfortunate, but not being murdered isn't a human right. Who the fuck does mental gymnastics to a platinum medal level? When Muslims marched through London today with terrorist flags, how many Muslims come out to oppose them? None. Those were Pakistani flags celebrating their win against India, you fucking idiot. Sorry, I had to add the F word in there so that it hits a little bit harder, Abdul. Please remove the word natural and stick to gas pipeline. There is not unnatural gas pipe or whatever. They just added a nice word, natural before gas. Greenwashing bullshit. Okay. Oh my god, stop comparing apples to oranges. Boys mostly want their hot female teacher to make a move on them, and if they don't, they can defend themselves. Girls are delicate, fragile, and can easily be overpowered by men or women. Let's be real and stop pretending like we're in la-la social justice land. Oh, this person must be referring to that female teacher that raped a 14-year-old boy. Yeah. We really gotta stop perpetuating this bullshit across the board. Reporter, you're the first person to ever win 2 Olympic tennis gold medals. That's an extraordinary feat, isn't it? I'm pretty sure Venus and Serena have won about 4 each. Oh, right, but they're women. They're not people. They don't count. I guess I'll play devil's advocate this one time and just assume that that reporter got crappy-ass information. Also, if it wasn't obvious, my tone of voice was meant to convey seriously thick-ass sarcasm, so I hope you caught that. And the sub it came from was about banning them. So definitely all the haters will crawl out and give their 2 cents. It's 2 cents. This isn't a monetary exchange. Wow. I once watched John Wick kill 3 men in a bar with a fucking pencil. Really? Really with that? There are 21 million penguins in Antarctica, and the population of Ireland is 6.6 million. So, if all of the penguins in Antarctica decided to invade Ireland, each person would have to fight off over 3 million penguins. Jody, holy crap. 4/5 as a percent. 50%. Answer, 4 out of 5 can be written as 4/5 and equals to 50%. Okay then. All right, what do we got here? Let's see. 1 star, can't see through, 0 visibility. Disappointed with the misrepresentation, the way it looks on Amazon compared to reality. You can't see through this at all, I'm returning it immediately. Or, useless, can't even see through it. This product came with a blurred cover, see images below. Don't buy, you can't even see TNT out of the shield after the protective film is removed. How hard is it to notice that there's a film on there that you're supposed to take off? Ah yes, US Army propaganda font. The military doesn't really do propaganda, there's just no need. That's what the guns and bombs are for. You sound like someone that never falls for propaganda. I use my brain more than most, if that's what you mean. So yeah, the military hasn't bothered with propaganda since the Cold War. Those days are long gone. Now with nukes, there's no need to play that game anymore. This guy needs to go and watch some of those goofy-ass Army commercials, man. They get worse every year. Do you like playing Call of Duty? Come join the Army. Get yourself a nice Dodge Challenger that's used with 40,000 miles with a 23% interest rate, boy. Because women generally don't think logically in linear form. The few that do might end up being engineers, but unlikely because of what is required, not because of some patriarchal oppression. If you let people build bridges based upon having emotions and a vagina, people will die. You must be 13 years old, right? You've been spending a lot of time on 4chan, over on B. We will never rewrite the Constitution. Liberals don't honor our country's legacy. Everything is up for sale. If we never rewrote the Constitution, by amending it, you wouldn't have the right to vote, 19th Amendment, and I'd still be a slave, 13th Amendment. Please shut up. America was founded on the principles of freedom and liberty, not racism and slavery. Slavery was abolished 89 years after the United States was founded. There's dudes using stan in a sentence that weren't even born when the song came out. LOL, another white guy thinks something that the black community made up is about him. Do we look more like a tiger or a gorilla? Gorillas are herbivores. It don't gotta be not complicated than that. Wow. We're actually closer related to chimpanzees and they're omnivores, moron. We can't eat raw meat without dying. Yes, we can. Sushi. Is it recommended? No. I mean, not about sushi, just about raw meat in general. I am always recommending sushi. Biden cheated. LOL, Donald Trump got beat by Joe Biden. Humiliating for all Trump supporters. Before you run your mouth, wait till January 20th to see who gets sworn in. Oh, okay. Hey, who was it, Susan? Who was it? They? Yeah, pretty common pronoun when you don't know someone's gender or pronouns. I learned this in 3rd grade when I was learning English. You should have learned that they refers to 2 or more persons. Right, sure it does. I'm not gonna say anything. We're gonna move on, confident that this person is too far to help. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. Space in infinite. The surface area of Earth isn't. You get a F, I thought this was bait, and it probably is, but I did a little bit of Googling. What did it say, 3 trillion trees versus 400 billion stars? I mean, wow, if that's true. If not, and I just got still pretty interesting stuff to go Googling for. 5 written questions. The nation's chief diplomat and commander, the president. Political efficacy is described as what? You said, your vote counts. The answer was, our vote counts. Oh, okay. Women can mansplain too, honey. I'm not allowed to say anything here. I can't mansplain this shit. No, I gotta move on. Technically speaking, Bangladesh should have a GDP 7 times that of India, cause we have 7 times less people to feed. That's how that works. Oh no, it's one of the Titans from Attack on Titan. Our taxpayer dollars should never go to funding abortion. I'm proud to stand with this douchebag against paying to murder babies. You are so fucking stupid. Plan B inhibits ovulation. It is contraception. My students are always so surprised when I tell them that Plan B does not cause abortions. An egg can be fertilized the night you have sex. Taking the Plan B pill the next day or later ends the pregnancy. Doctor, lol. Dear Diary, today Michael, son, brother, husband, father, carpenter, hunter, rock collector, attempted to correct a doctor/professor of biology and gynecologist talking about biology and women's reproduction. Hilarity ensued. But he's a rock collector. He knows how this shit works. I mean, look at that guy's photo. This guy's gotta know plenty about vaginas, right? And uteruses, because that's actually what's being... it doesn't matter. I guess it all boils down to, do you have a uterus? You do not. Great. Shut up. What is the volume of a human vagina at rest? At what, motherfucker? In milliliters, how much liquid can an average human vagina hold? No idea what made me think of this question, but now that I've thought of it, I need to know. What's the volume of your pants pockets when there's nothing in them? 0. Same with a vagina. It expands as needed, but not when in use. The walls are touching and there's no empty space. Well, he asked how much milliliters it can hold. So it's not 0 if I take a straw and blow some water in, it's gonna fill. Also, there are women who, when they are on their period, hold their vagina tight, and when it is... Fuck me. Oh my god. The female orgasm is pure sin. It serves no reproductive function. Just selfishness? Hey, yo, is this satire? Please let this be satire. You cannot be this stupid. Human males don't have a barbed penis like a cat. They have to like us, and they have to like sex, or the human race would die. No reason my ass. Wow, this is getting real weird. Oh, you poor sweet child. No good woman enjoys sex. Real life is not a pornography. They do it because they know procreation is the greatest love they can give to their lord and family. I've heard if a woman is pure of body, mind, and spirit, she can have an orgasm during childbirth. Look, all kinds of things can happen during childbirth. Most commonly, the vagina tearing. Is that close to godliness? My favorite bit of incel logic is women don't like sex. No. They don't like sex with you, Jeff. Thank you for your courage. No, thank you for your courage.
Titan boa, the biggest reptile ever that lived during the age of dinosaurs. Titan boa was a snake, not a reptile. Dinosaurs didn't exist. Go read the Bible instead of making a fool of yourself. Yeah, it's them who are making the fools of themselves. People are freaking idiots. My neighbor's kid just tried to tell me that bats are mammals. Mammals don't fly. We walk and are confined to the ground. No wonder my family in Sweden thinks Americans are dumb. Y'all truly need to educate your kids better. Bats are birds. Bull simply means male, and cow simply means female, homie. Close, but no cigar. Cow is the animal. Bill is the male heifer. The female. Well, that's a sentence. What if it's not named Bill? Okay. Melbourne is closer to Antarctica than it is to Darwin. Not if you use miles instead of kilometers, but point taken. What? All I've ever wanted from a yogurt is to know who the cows are. Notice how they named all the cows traditionally girl names? There's a deep connection between misogyny and consuming animals. Man, oh man, you're getting close. All right, let's see. Okay, yep, I like numbers. Let's see, the last one is wrong. 5 plus 1 times 10 equals 60. You mixed the X. I can't talk either. I can't read and I can't talk. The moon landing was faked, apparently. Not sure how NASA could do it 50 years ago and act like it's still in development today. AKA, they couldn't land on the moon today with the current technology. Okay. Whatever you say, dude. Whatever you say, brother. Cutting cheese with a knife? Barbarians. We in Scandinavia use this tool. That's why your country not a nation. I'm sorry. One more time? I've lived 53 years without needing my insurance. So, they have to be useless and no one needs any. What? Nobody really needs legal or content insurance. I'm 53 and have done really well without both of them. The both of them. Wow. This is what it's like, by the way. I've been leaving these little mess-ups in here just to give you a sense of how hard it is for a professional voice actor to read. Anyway, as far as legal insurance go, just stay out of trouble and don't go to court over cases you can't win. Okay. As for content or content insurance, just don't try and live beyond your means. If you have your own home or apartment, build in a safe neighborhood and invest in good doors and windows. If local laws require you to have what insurance? Okay. Mexico is in North America? Hardly. Well, sir, I'm a Celt myself. Irish specifically. My ancestry is from Munster County. Munster isn't a county, it's a province. You're gonna mansplain Ireland to me when I'm Irish? A man with an unwashed ass has an opinion again. I'm Irish, you're American. I'm pretty confident I know my country better than you gowl. I love that. Irish specifically, my ancestry's from here does not mean that you are Irish. Were you born there? Do you live there? Are you a citizen? Well then, the belly button is a reproductive organ, guys. 2 belly buttons would mean 2 vaginas. What? Yeah, please explain. A vagina does not only exist for male pleasure. It's part of the female reproductive system. No shit. The belly button's part of that reproductive system because it connects the mother with the child and yeah, we're moving on from that one, man. Deer antlers actually do fall off their heads every year, setting up our Christmas tree, but it's made of deer antlers. Had the audacity to say no animals were harmed as if the antlers just fell out painlessly. They did. Of course glass bakeware exists. Why wouldn't it? Why would you use a glass pan to bake bread? I don't think a glass pan even exists. Pans are made of metal. Some of them are. Some. You ever heard of Pyrex? Why y'all aren't changing your tampon every time you pee? So nasty. Can't believe this is even a discussion. I don't understand. If you don't remove the tampon, how does the pee get out? There should be no debate. Pee is absorbed just like blood, leaving no room for future blood to be absorbed. Damn. No, those of you that are in the know are just grinning from ear to ear right now. Men are seriously at large, stupidly misunderstanding female anatomy to such an extent it's kind of funny. People incorrectly correcting other people. Me and my mate were laughing about how the donuts were cheaper if you buy less, and the lady serving overheard us to correct us, saying it was a great deal and you saved money buying more. Like, no, it's only a few pence, but still. Joke's on him, because now he wasted $13,000. Let's see, this person just used 13,000 pennies to create the $13,000. You positive? You want to redo that real quick? It's like $4, okay? There's 8 billion acres of land in Alaska forest. There are currently over 8 billion people in the world. We are far past the be fruitful and multiply logic. I'm thankful people are now averse to procreation for procreation's sake. Go about your adulting unbothered. Good person. We're fine. You're fine. Be happy. This is dumb. There's as many people in the world that we could give each person a 1 acres plot of land in Alaska and be nowhere else. There isn't too many people. You are a stupid person through and through. No, there's far too many people. Come on. I don't think that's how the world works, buddy. Planting trees is good, but extra carbon in the atmosphere is already producing more trees. The Earth is greener than it has been in human existence because of how much carbon is in the atmosphere. Plants eat carbon. Which body part maintains your balance? In which the answer is the ears. Let's see. Your brain. How do deaf people keep balance if only their ears keep balance? Your brain takes in the environment and stimuli and reacts. Creating balance, it's based on, well, more than your ears. It's not your ability to hear that gives balance. Hey, buddy, that's what I said. Thank you for reiterating my point in fewer words and not establishing any point on either side of this potential debate. The Canadian Constitution doesn't have a Second Amendment or gun protection. We ask that all gun owners put this on their wall. The Supreme Court of Canada has affirmed that the right to keep and bear arms is a fundamental right of the individual. If you believe in the Second Amendment okay, come on. It's kind of weird that there are some people in Canada that want to cosplay as weird Americans. I mean, come on. I would rather be the one on the left. Smallpox will eventually heal, but pure blood is forever. No, smallpox will kill you, dumbass. Literally never seen a smallpox case in my life. Another fake disease to be scared of? No, we eradicated it, asshole! Unclear whether the angled eggs were right, obtuse, or acute. Let's see. Making my famous yellow pocket angle eggs. I call them things angle eggs because I refuse to give the deceiver no praise. So these eggs could be my angle or my deceiver. I can see that Matt probably flunked his high school grammar class. Nobody has pronouns. You can't have a pronoun any more than you can have a preposition or an adverb. The conception doesn't make any sense. Pronouns are not things you can own. They aren't pets or accessories. They are parts of speech. That's it. You don't get to customize them. Actually, wait, hold on a second. Oh, it's Matt Walsh. This is too easy. The guy's completely lost. I remember when I was doing Hunger Games, nobody had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie. Okay, I've been seeing this go around, and I'm genuinely curious if this is actually an exact quote from her. I'm super curious, because Jennifer, you're great. We love you. But if you actually unironically thought that no one had ever put a woman in the lead of an action movie, holy crap, how have you not seen any movies? Ripley did not... Oh my god. I'm part of that 1% that voted to stray. One vote doesn't count as 1%. Read it again and embarrass yourself. If they need a test dummy for the trip to Mars, please take me. They discovered the Earth was flat in 1942. Who did? Some guys just discovered a giant bubble at the edge of Antarctica and decided, holy hell, God's real, we gotta hide this. How does that make sense? No, they tried sending rockets into space and realized, holy hell, the Earth is flat. They tried telling their comrades, but nobody wanted to believe them because it was their destiny to be Satanists and colonize space. Oh, now it's Satanistic to colonize space. Okay, cool. Before the argument was, it's a waste of money for the human race to expand its horizons. Now it's, you're a Satanist. Great. A blind woman was told to get her freaking dog off a bus by a passenger who didn't believe guide dogs could be any color other than yellow. I'm not going to read the rest. I'm sorry. That is next level embarrassing for that person. They're not the same thing. Wait until you find out that Great Britain and the UK are not the same thing. Maybe you don't realize that the country is called the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It's shortened to UK or GB. I think what you mean is, wait until you find out that UK or GB and England are not the same thing. I remember I asked somebody when I went over there to visit a year or so ago, asking them, hey, what is Great Britain? What is England? Well, what is all this silliness? When I was 2, my sister was twice my age. Now I'm 40. How old's my sister? Twice 2 is 4, so add 4 years to her current age. School system failed some. Not only is gas a liquid, but all gases are fluids. Mistakes were made. What? Gasoline is a fluid. We call it gas even though it's not a gas. And no, all gases are not fluids any more than all fluids are solids. Please stop. No, he's right. Fluid in science refers to anything that can flow. This includes liquids, gases, and plasmas. LOL, I'm pretty sure y'all are the scientists who know these things. What? That's a little confusing. If gravity real, then why doesn't ocean go to southern hemisphere? If the Earth was a globe, water flows to lowest point. Oh my god. My ex has a 7 on his neck for our son, who died to his heart condition. My son was 6 when he died. They insist he was 7. How do they insist their math is different and correct? This is how they figured it. He was born in 96 and he died in 2003. Here's the math they failed at. His birthday is August 23rd. He died on March 9th. Okay, let's take a look here. But he was 1 in 96, 2 in 97, 3 in 98, 4 in 99, 5 in 2000, 6 in 2001, 7 in 2002. So, still 7 in 2003. Don't know where the mistake is. Darwin was an Illuminati shill. His evolution theory is utter bollocks. It was designed to mislead you into thinking you are an insignificant random nothingness in endless eons. Look, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Everything's random. There is no meaning. We are stardust. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. As some of you know, I have a lay interest in right-wing iconography and style. This is right-wing design. Holy crap, this is the new Twitter Blue logo. Guess they fired anyone whose passion is graphic design. What? This logo's from late 2021, before Musk made a bid for Twitter. How can one person be this wrong, yet try to sound smart in this way? Okay, yeah, they're definitely a troll. Actually, no, there is singular referring to one person while they... No. My friend tried to tell me that root beer is not a soda. He was serious. That sounds stupid. Why would you even compare root beer to sodas? Root beer is not a soda. What makes a soda? Think of how stupid the average person is and then realize half of them are stupider than that. That would be the median, not the average. The median is a type of average. I'm sorry to have to break this to you, but you're in the bottom half, my friend. The fact that you think Spain ever had colonies or was imperialistic shows you are an imperialistic colonizer. None of these territories were colonies, moron. It's not an animal. If you just want jumping spiders, you can go to an exotic pet show, or buy them online. Not sure the exact kind, but you can reach out to a store and see what they have. What do you mean, not an animal? Spiders are obviously Dwemer constructs. Spiders aren't animals, they're arachnids. Arachnids are animals. They're in the kingdom Animalia, along with all other arthropods. Well, they aren't plants, fungi, or bacteria. They're animals, more specifically arthropods, even more specifically arachnids, most specifically spiders. McDonald's ad with blatantly false statistics. Here's what free McDonald's for life looks like by the numbers. Let's see, Okay, but here's the problem though, McDonald's. You making stuff up or not, what you just refuse to seem to tell anybody is that if you do win one of these McDonald's for life cards, don't they only let you use it twice a week? I mean, come on. Not understanding striking isn't quitting. Quitting is not the same as striking. They can quit if they want. No, they can't. Why can't they quit their job? That would be a strike. What? Fat and sugar do not occur in nature. They are man-made products, the combination of which make people fat. Pure foods on their own are much more healthy and good against weight gain. Fat and sugar occur all over the place in nature. Honey is a liquidy sugar. Most fruits are relatively high in sugar. Coconuts are 30% fat and 5% sugar. All meats have some quantity of fat. Lots of meat has substantial quantities of fat. When it's 20 below outside, what's solar gonna do for you? Absolutely nothing in December, January, and February. The sun has no power. When will the government try to quit ramming this crap down everyone's throat? I guarantee you the sun has power, even when it's cold. I saw you live in North Dakota, where the Air Force trains pilots because they get more sun in Fargo than in Kansas during the winter. What? Now that last one confuses me a bit. Wouldn't surprise me if Air Force pilots were trained all over the place. I mean, I live in Colorado Springs. We got the Air Force Academy and all that crap right on out here. Air Force Town. Yep. Solar power draws heat to the Earth's surface. It's funny to me how the people who scream global warming and climate change also want to plow down hundreds of acres of... Hold on. I'm opening up my can of water here really quick. Okay, we're good. I have no problem with keeping our planet cleaner and picking up trash out of the water when I'm on my boat and things like that, but there's no way you can tell me that cutting down trees and putting up fields of solar panels at high Okay. All right, we're done with you. It's 21. What the hell is wrong with these people? What answers y'all get? Any answer other than 17 is wrong and your education system failed you. I don't do math anymore. I talk. Most toothpastes contain sugar, and dentists give it to us and make us scrub our teeth with sugar. What? I don't know of any dentist that gives out sugary treats as prizes. That was a weird whistle. Apologies. Toothpaste. Most toothpaste have sugar, and the dentist will give it to... No. I think the closest thing I've seen to sugar in a toothpaste has been aspartame or sucralose, which are artificial sweeteners that don't act the same way on your body as sugar. Not saying they're good for you, just they're different. Y'all have grizzly bears in the UK too, right? I love that you think the UK has one ecosystem and the US has another. Hang on one second. Do you actually think the ecology in the UK is the same as in the US? Have you ever been anywhere outside of North America? Oh, so you're just illiterate. How quirky. Sorry to disappoint, but I don't believe the Earth is flat. I know it's flat for sure. That's the difference between us. You believe you live on a spinning ball, hurtling and orbiting through vacuums at insane hypersonic speeds because you were told so. I instead spent hundreds of hours doing research and empirical tests to find the truth. Now, I see the reality as it is. We live on a static plane, and sun and moon and stars circle above us, exactly as we see and perceive. I'm tired of all those pseudo-scientific lies, but I can understand that every fruit needs a different time period to ripen. So take yours. To ripen. What are you implying? Are you... Now hang on, are you calling me stupid? Are you saying I'm dumb? I don't know, that's a bit of a stretch considering you think the Earth is a disc. Maybe keep that tongue behind them teeth for a little while longer. Apparently, the UK isn't in Europe. It's not? No, lol. Europe is in Europe, and UK is in UK. Europe is a continent which consists of many countries. No. You're saying Europe is a country? I hope you're trolling. UK is England. No, England is part of the UK. When I visited there, I actually had to ask because I'm stupid and never really looked into it, and schools didn't... Okay, they probably did teach me, to be fair. I'm stupid. I already told you, I'm dumb. But for a while there, I was confused on... we had Great Britain, the UK, England. I was like, what do I refer to this place as? Apparently, not everything that happened in the past is history. That was supposed to be a facts about history page, but all I see is a bunch of stuff unrelated to it. Ninja Turtles came out 33 years ago. It's part of history. History is things like the Roman Empire, Gandhi, World War II, etc. Ninja Turtles is just a show, movie, series, whatever. Not history. Okay. You say anything bad about the Ninja Turtles again, I might have to hunt you down and, whoop your ass. The Civil War wasn't about slavery until the Union started losing. Lincoln needed to gain the support of the Northerners somehow, so he made a political move to include slavery. Otherwise, the people would have forced Lincoln to stop the unpopular war. Many Southern generals couldn't have cared less about slavery or fighting for it. Fact. So I'm taking it. You have a degree in history with a focus on American history during that time period. Because I do, and that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Normally I would ask where do they get this stuff, but I know where they get it. They just make it the hell up. Or they believe Cletus down the road, the guy that's, smoking crack all the time and lives in a shed. They trust him over the person who actually spent a long time, really learning the stuff. This particular comment was responding to someone saying how dogs in the med kept cool by staying in the shade all day. Oh god, are we in for a real treat here? No, they don't. Stray dogs are always running around in the midday sun on boiling pavement and sand. It doesn't bother them. Okay. Dogs are exceptional, are regulating their own body temperature, and putting coats on them in the winter and cooling pads on them in the summer messes with it. It's called anthropomorphism. No. That is absolutely not what that word means. Assuming animals struggle with temperatures as humans do, dogs are dogs. They don't need us humans babying them and treating them as children. They're fine. Dogs have to regulate their damn body temperature by breathing harder and faster. My guy, what are you talking about? You're insane. I hope you don't own an animal. Not just a dog, any animal, please. This interaction on a TikTok about making pickles. Oh boy, why do you use cucumber and not pickles? Pickles are cucumbers. Have you ever tasted a cucumber? Yeah, I don't think so. Are you slow? That is the kindest way to ask. Well, we know what they're asking. That's just the kindest way to do it. This person absolutely has to be trolling people, though. Come on, right? Right? You guys know pickles come from cucumber, right? You guys know that, right? Please. Yes, only the US was colonized. Portuguese and Brazil just popped out of thin air. As a Brazilian, I never understood why Americans are so obsessed with ancestry and stuff like that. Many people here have Italian and Portuguese ancestry, and I never saw a Brazilian claiming to be Italian or Portuguese. Brazilian is an ethnicity, an American is a nationality. That's the difference. My friend, an American with Italian ancestry is still an Italian ethnically. Same for German Americans, English Americans. You should study about the colonization of the US instead of talking bullshit. Oh, I mean, you freaks invent fictional pronouns like whatever those are, so, you know, it's difficult to converse with the patently insane. Seek therapy or a better therapist. Well, that's Dutch for he, him. Well, hey now, whoa. Don't make this guy look more stupid. He's already doing such a good job on his own. Eggs are apparently a dairy product. I didn't know that. All right, taste of casserole. Who cares? All right, let's see. Please don't list a recipe as non-dairy, showing it calling for 8 eggs, and with a picture showing eggs as well. Sir or madam, what the hell is actually your problem? You know what? It's probably best for my health if I don't know. What's funny is, it was invented by an American, spelled aluminum, and pronounced alu-min-um, and suddenly Europe decided to change the spelling and pronunciation. You are the one who is wrong. Let's see here. Danish physicist. Okay, the discovery of aluminium by Hans Christian Ørsted. Is it Ørsted? The first industrial production of aluminium was initiated by French chemist. This fella in 1856. Well, I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. I didn't think for one goddamn second that a scientist from the United States or Canada invented or discovered aluminum. Also, the only reason we say aluminum is because here that's how it's spelled. That's it. I don't really give a shit either way. If we started spelling it aluminium, oh no, that's so much harder to say. Oh no. You're clearly uneducated. There is no legitimate proof of evolution. You have no idea. I know this isn't the main point, but you're not really helping yourself by throwing an emoji in the middle of your, statement. Fellow commenter rambles this about a video where an armed Florida man used his baby as a shield against the police. Got tased, thinking the baby was shocked by the taser, but gets corrected and then downvoted to the deep end. Do you not know how electricity works? He was holding the child, so when he got tased, the kid also got tased. This is why cops should only use their weapons as an absolute last resort. They shouldn't even be carrying them on their person. Not how tasers work. The current only flows between the two barbs. It will not shock someone else only in contact with the person being tased. How did I not know that? Maybe I'm stupid. You know, maybe I'm the idiot. No, really don't do this. Your credit will get destroyed. Oh, great. Let's see. Students are refusing to pay back their loans when payment pause ends. Do not do this. It would leave a devastating impact on your credit history. Student loans have zero bearing on credit score, bro. Clearly, you don't even have a debit card yet. Huh? Excuse me? They what? Huh? Oh, I hate the credit score. It's such a psychotic scam. Why do we use it? Why do we use it? Oh, I know why. I'm not gonna get into it here, though. Yellow is me. Red thinks she's smarter than us super brains. All right, tonight's final Jeopardy question, and none of the super brains got it. It's so easy. All right, well, let's see here. He debuted on TV in 1967. The show's creator wanted someone from behind the Iron Curtain to be on our side. What was the category? There is no category for the final question. They bet all their money or some for the big win. Actually, there's always a category for Final Jeopardy. As a former contestant, I can assure you there is. If there wasn't, you wouldn't know how much to wager. It's not a category like the other two segments of the show have. It's just a question. No, there is a category. Before they cut to commercial break, if memory serves me correctly, right before they would cut, Alex, or whoever was hosting the show at the time, I completely forgot he's not doing it anymore for unfortunate reasons, I apologize, but anyway, right before cutting to commercial break for Final Jeopardy, they would say, hey, this is the category. They would literally say it and show it to you. What are you talking about? On a video about someone finding a rodent in their outdoor foam pit, rat poop is poisonous, and you playing in that area and can get sick, throw the foam away and start over. That's a mouse. No, Stuart Little is a mouse. Remy is a rat. Please learn the difference. Rats are outside. Mouses are inside. Mouses, huh? Really? You went with Stuart Little's a mouse, Remy is a rat? Okay. You're right, I guess. Redditor confuses Puerto Rico with Costa Rica, yet pretty much knows exactly where it's located. I'm going to St. Martin in July. Hi, everyone. I'm going to spend my vacations in St. Martin in July. Could you recommend me what places to visit? What I must experience? The do's and don't. The singular don't. I have searched a few things by myself, but hearing from other people's experience is also a good idea. So could you give any suggestions? Thank you in advance. I think that's Puerto Rico. You need to do way more research on your end. I'm talking about the island St. Martin, and I pretty much know where exactly it is located. I just couldn't find the right Reddit forum to post/ask my question. So I thought, why not I ask another forum that might have a little bit information of the island? Costa Rica and St. Martin are nothing alike. Yeah, no. If you knew where the island of St. Martin is, then you would have known there's nothing that relates to this sub at all. It's not even close to Costa Rica. I think you're lost. Yeah, maybe. Just breathe. Just a few breaths. You get $10,000 if you make a girl reject you on a date in under a minute. What do? Breathe. Spelling breathe or breath like that will definitely get you 10K. Oh, but you know breathe and breath are two different words, right? Right? Am I reading them correctly? Have I suddenly forgotten how to pronounce those words? The comments are on a post about iron only naturally forming from stars. Our guy Red here disagrees. Yeah, not even close to true. Iron is found in rocks. I can't tell if this is sarcasm or not. Hey buddy, where do you think rocks came from before Earth formed? Hey buddy, stars aren't made of rocks or stone. You're so cute, OMG. Where do you think the rocks came from? Did the universe just start with them? Where did anything in the universe come from? Did the universe just start with stars and massive balls of flaming gas? Is this a trick question? Did you not learn that the Big Bang has been thoroughly disproven several times over and that the laws of thermodynamics disprove it quite literally? Unless you believe that the entire universe and everything we know came from an atom that came from nowhere? Because if so, then wow, I hope no one listens to you. Where did it come from? And don't say God. And also, you're wrong about the whole disproven by laws of thermodynamics, by the way. The laws say matter cannot be created nor destroyed. So where did the matter come from then? The Big Bang Theory doesn't say that the explosion created the matter. All matter was condensed and the explosion dispersed it. Also, this has nothing to do with where iron came from. Keep your nonsense to yourself, Wiki Warrior. Ooh, I like the term Wiki Warrior a lot. I love it. Also, don't bother engaging with people that talk like this. Not the guy who's right. Don't bother engaging with people that just say shit. They made it up, and no amount of literal proof or evidence or anything will change their mind. These people have absolutely no intention of learning at all. They will never, ever, ever, ever change their mind. You could beat them half to death with this evidence. Figuratively speaking, of course. You could beat them over the head with actual proof. You could have God come down from the heavens and say, hey, Steve, you're wrong. still wouldn't sway them. So just don't waste your damn energy talking to really anybody online for anything like this. Just don't. The Appian Way? The Appian Way is a road in Rome built in 312 BC. It's over 2,000 years old and is still in use today. It was once one of the most important roads in Rome. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see where your math is a little strange. We're in the year 2023, so it ain't over 2,000 years old then, but no stress. You forgot what BC means, don't you? You forgot it's fine. It's fine. Before chalupas. What are you gonna do about it? Got hit with this one today by a girl whose bio is I live and breath my children. Oh, I see. Breathe is either spelled breathe or breath. Same meaning, look it up. Okay, let's look it up really quick, since this is the second time breathe and breath have popped up. Ah, yes, here we go. I googled breathe versus breath. Here we go. Breathe is a verb we use for the process of inhaling and exhaling. That's the one with the E on the end. Breath is a noun that refers to a full cycle of breathing. So, now you know which word to use. My breathe doesn't smell, my breath smells. This person thought people and dinosaurs lived at the same time. Plenty of proof that man and dinosaurs lived at the same time. Okay, here is a .gov website showing that that's not true. No, I mean dinosaurs. There are tracks in flowstone of dinosaurs and man-made at the same time. Here's another link. Both Morris and Neufeld admit that these prints were carved during the Great Depression. So a little bit after dinosaurs were walking the earth, right? Me swallowing a tablet without any water. Tasted yummy. Apple does not sell tablets. Since when is that a tablet? It's an iPad. But it isn't a tablet. Tablet is from Microsoft and iPad from Apple. Two different things. Oh, good God. I made a magical thinking up a couple months ago. Wait, I made magical thinking up a couple months ago, apparently. What? What the hell is... Oh, I see what you're talking about. Wow, I just read really weird. What the hell is magical thinking? Y'all make up crap every couple months, I swear. Magical thinking is a concept that's been around in psychiatry for decades and is a symptom of OCD and schizotypal personality disorder, among other disorders. Not only did we, or I, not make this up, but it wasn't made up a couple months ago either. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there that think, I haven't heard of this, so it must be brand new. No, you just can't know everything, jackass. What kind of cells again? I was educated the same bullcrap you was educated in public school and in college. I'm fully aware of what they say in mainstream bio... Mainstream? Oh my God, you're a crackhead. One thing they leave out is the fact that we have mitochondria cells covering our whole body and our organs. Mitochondria cells cover your whole vagina inside and out. Antibiotics destroy your mitochondria cells, and they weaken the muscles inside of the vaginal canal. I wouldn't have made this post if I didn't know what I was talking about, but I'm at the point to where I don't give a shit about any of you people anymore. Okay, you can take your trilby off for 2 seconds, you 47-year-old I don't give a crap. Mitochondria cells. Huh. Didn't we have a little meme going around talking about what the mitochondria is? The organelle that we can call the powerhouse of the cell? Snakes do not equal reptiles? Are you serious? Birds are dinosaurs in the same way that humans are hairy rat-sized mammals. If you're going to call people out on being incorrect, don't call birds dinosaurs. I think you're doing the thing. Do it. What happens in your head when you do 27 plus 48? Please respond, I'm trying to see something. No, you're not trying to see something. You're trying to bring all of the idiots out and or make people feel stupid. Because trust me, 27 plus 48, give me 45 minutes of really count. I have to count one by one in my head because I can't just do that. I do not have the ability to go, oh, it's this. All right. Well, let's see here. 20 plus 40, 7 plus 8, total 74. Why are people here correcting me even when my answer is right? I don't know, I just use a calculator. 99% of people are unaware of the slushy yet clingy sky ice. What 99% do not know about the dome is that sky ice clings to itself and is slushy. It's made entirely of microcrystal quartz that is so dry we don't even have a word for it yet. How it holds its shape is through a specific frequency, cymatics, similar to sand. Is this some Minecraft crap? The smug is strong with this one. Breaking, comedian Dan Soder opens Taco Taqueria next to Joey Rose's. That is a boa, you uncultured swine. Huh? What? I mean, it's bow, but yeah. But what? I'm saying you're right, but also wrong, but mostly right. Wrong how? It's pork belly, kimchi, and cilantro? White people who like to pretend they're better than the other white people are creaming their little panties. Do you need more exotic ingredients to further turn these fusion-loving cucks on? Dude, what the literal are you talking about, man? What are you saying? I was talking to an actual astronaut on a post the other day. Is this so hard to believe? All right, let's see. What do we got? I run a shipping company, and all of our warehouses use multiple couriers. It's not just common, it's the done thing. Depending on the size of goods and volumes to different destinations, the orders will be wildly different, and couriers will go out of their way to win the business with low bids and good collection times. I run a shipping company. Yeah, but you don't though, do you? Well, yeah, I do. I'll grant you that's possibly a shipping company. Yeah, my shipping company. Go refresh the page and look at the MD's job title. To be fair, this is the internet. You have to be hypercritical of just about anything anybody says, even if it is somewhat believable. I don't know, man. The internet just sucks. But hey, look at that, MD and Chief Developer. Do schools not show solar system models anymore? Would anyone here trust the modeling community with the Earth science of climate while knowing full well that they cannot equate one rotation with one sunrise, noon, sunset cycle every 24 hours? It's a fact not generally known that, owing to the difference between solar and sidereal time, the Earth rotates upon its axis once more often than there are 24-hour days in the year. That is the dumbest conclusion ever drawn by any society since humanity set foot on the planet and used their perceptive faculties. The clockwork solar system modelers like Newton had no way of knowing it was a misuse of timekeeping, yet it forms the basis of the scientific method. I'm kind of blown away right now. Someone with a human biology degree claiming to know how UTIs work. UTI is caused by air into the urethra and can be remedied by urinating after sex. This is 100% wrong. I have a degree in human biology. Downvote this if you want, but I am correct. This is caused more by no urination than hygiene. If you have a degree in human biology, then your university failed you. Regardless, I have a degree in biology as well and also work with bacteria and infections on a daily basis at my lab. You're getting downvoted because you're 100% wrong. UTIs are caused by bacteria, or, very rarely, fungi, or fungi, if that's your choice, being introduced into the urethra. Full stop. There are multiple bacteria strains that can cause a UTI, but the most common is E. coli, a bacteria naturally occurring in our guts and therefore our feces. I'm also confident that 90% of South American countries are dictatorships. So there's that. Well, you're very confidently incorrect then, huh? Vertical distance and horizontal distance are hard concepts. Oh, wait, here we go. 2,768 stairs, 2,000 vertical feet, 1 mile. The Manitou Incline, Colorado. Except 2,000 feet's not a mile. 1 mile is 5,280 feet. But still, that's a lot of steps. I happen to have climbed the Manitou Incline at least 15 times in my life. I can tell you it is an incredibly rewarding experience that will make you cry. Not because of your victory over the false summit, among other things, but because at the top you'll realize you burned so many calories, and you're about to burn a lot more on your 2+ hour walk back down to your car, that you get to go to IHOP and have yourself as many pancakes as you want without feeling guilty. No, really though, if you're not really physically fit, please don't do this. It will f*** you up more than you think. How to strawman? Badly. Okay. No. You claim great apes came from a pile of ooze and minerals and metals 4.6 billion years ago. Then, 700 million years ago, laugh out loud, they turn into humans. Then they turn back into apes, which means evolution de-evolved back to apes? Evolution sure is weird, huh? 2 Corinthians. Is it chapter 4, verse 4? I don't really care. Among them, the god of this world, Satan, has blinded the minds of the unbelieving to prevent them from seeing the illuminating light of the gospel of the glory of Christ, who is the image of God. I don't know what that means. I don't need a rabies vaccine. I have an immune system. Oh, dude. I'm never having another vaccine of any sort ever again. No fucking way. Rabies doesn't progress in every case. Some people and animals recover, or are never infected after a bite in the first place. Most people immediately get injected before any symptoms appear. No, I won't be immediately getting a rabies shot if I get bitten by an infected animal. What the hell? No one ever recovered from rabies. It's 100% lethal once symptoms appear. Are you stupid? No, it's not. People survive after symptoms appear, just not often. I survived multiple... No, you didn't. 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 Rabies is close to 100% lethal once symptoms appear, as that person said. However, one person did survive without the vaccine, or at least one person that I know of. They were put into an induced coma for 2 weeks, and they were on breathing tubes and feeding tubes so that the fever could run its course. They lived, but that was a hell of a long shot, dude. Seriously, if anything bites you and you have any inclination, you go to the ER. I'm not kidding. Because if you f*** around with rabies, you will die in one of the most horrifically awful ways you could think of. Leave them wanting less is a very good piece of advice a lot of comics today seem to be forgetting. You got the laugh, now get out and tell a different joke or do a different skit. Almost got it. Apparently less equals more. Leave them wanting more? No, wanting less. It's a saying for your skit. Goes on for too long after the punchline or takes too long to get to the punchline. Trim the skit down. I don't know. What? Well, that settles that then. A flu shot was not a vaccine. Up until that injection, you supported being forced onto people a vaccine required one shot. What the hell are you talking about? Learn to type. Prevented catching and transmitting the virus. The flu shot never did that. Therefore, it was never a vaccine, until the definition of a vaccine was changed after this shot was forced onto people. Now, that one actually, that sentence should have been read better. I'm just stupid. Now, all of a sudden, the flu shot, along with a whole host of other dangerous big pharma products, are considered a vaccine. Do you watch CNN? This is some radical stuff you're trying to convince others about. What? You seriously thought the flu shot was a vaccine all this time? And they really get offended if someone guesses their age correctly or goes slightly higher. There. Huh? Your correction was wrong. I'm crying. How? These Americans. This user. In other posts, he's a homophobe. Now he's an anti-Semite too? Damn, what a combo. Surely the targeted reader of those Malay conspiracy books? Did you know that there was a Muslim division of the SS? Did you know the Jews first declared economic war against Germany in 1933? Did you know the European didn't want the communism brought by mostly Jews? Simply stating facts here, didn't blah 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 blah. Quit spewing your stupid bullshit and get off the internet, you 14-year-old moron. Person who knows nothing about encryption thinks AI can break it. Hear me out. AI could decrypt this and find it out. Just take some time. AI has very little to do with encryption and would have no application to this problem. Currently, it knows a lot. I've told it to encrypt a message, which it does very easily. If it can encrypt in seconds, then it can decrypt something as well. Right. Do you not know how citations work? Oh boy, here we go. So, photosynthesis doesn't start to lose efficiency after a certain ppm of CO2. It doesn't completely break down at a specific concentration of CO2 in the air. If so, you need to get this critical finding out lots of people who have this wrong somehow. Oh, two. I didn't even see the word two in there. Sorry, when I read like that, it's because I get stuck because someone wrote something dumb or my brain just erased a word. Please provide a cite for this extraordinary discovery. Elringer James R. Thor Serling. And oh, I see, you're citing it. Gotcha. That's a book, not a citation. Do you not know how citations work? Here's one, for example. Hyperlink. Here, I've linked to a primary source and the relevant detail that supports my point. Have fun reading your textbook and figuring out how wrong you are. See? Like I said, these people will literally never, ever, 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 ever change their mind. Someone asked for identification of a tick in an entomology group I'm part of. This conversation ensued. Yes, it does matter. This is a dog tick. They cannot carry Lyme. Good for you, blank. You're not an expert, and I can tell you from personal experience that I was told the same thing. Getting your family tested when you pull a tick off of them, and getting the tick tested is the only way to 100% know. You can argue all you want, but you're not an expert at this, and I know exactly what it's like to have this disease. I am an expert. I am a board-certified medical and veterinary entomologist. Shut up. On a scale of 1 to 10, the phylum Chordata is my favorite color of the alphabet. Foxes are lupine, not canine. Completely different species. The problem with putting more effort into sounding authoritative than being accurate is, you reveal you're an idiot. Canine is the layman term for all animals in the family is it Canidae or Canidae? Which includes every animal in this list plus a few more, like the bush dog and the raccoon dog. The problem with putting more effort into sounding smug than being accurate is that you reveal you're not only an idiot, but also a jerk. Oh, and furthermore, lupine means wolf-like, not fox-like. The term you were looking for is vulpine. Foxes are both vulpine and canine, but they are distinctly not lupine. People living in the Victorian era were healthier and lived as long as people do now. Okay. Life expectancy was skewed by infant mortality. Oh my god. Most of these people probably lived just as long as you'll live and healthier too. Okay. Their food was real. Their environment wasn't polluted. They exercised. They weren't obese. Yeah, why do you think that is? And sick on 30 pharmaceuticals to stay alive. They could afford a home and a Dude, you are f***ing stupid. What a good father, helping his baby with its alcohol addiction by locking away all the liquor. Too bad the door barely even hangs on the cabinet. Kid's probably been going on raging benders and ripped it off. I'm sorry, I can't not. It's... What? It's cannot or can't. I can't not be sorrier for the way I cannot allow you to incorrectly correct the use of it's, even though it was used incorrectly not today. What? Okay. Evolution can be very quick. Birds can evolve the capacity to digest poisonous insects in months, not decades. Eventually, native species will learn to eat them. They are so dumb and slow. Birds especially are going to feast. Once that happens, numbers will come down. The lanternfly's trick here is that they're so strange looking and they contain a bit of poison. So a bird eats one, gets sick, and vomits it up, then never eats another. That's what I mean by learn to eat them. There will be a mutation that will render a bird immune to the poison, or at least be able to tolerate it. And of course, that will be advantageous from an evolutionary standpoint. Nature adjusts. You mean over thousands of years? Evolution can be very quick, especially when an opportunity like this presents itself. Months, years, not decades. All it takes is the right mutation to be met with the right environment. That's why it's not just a theory as the religious right would contend. We see it happening out there in nature every day and, of course, in the lab. It's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. Apparently, peeing is a type of birth control. It's a what? She has to pee or she'll get pregnant. Please tell me that's a joke. It's hard to tell without tone, and it's on the internet, so there's no telling. Just for my own sanity, please tell me you're joking. When girls pee out of their vagina, the pee pushes the sperm out so it can't reach the egg. You should have learned this in middle school health class. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why does he wear a swimming cap on stream? It's not a swimming cap. Yes, it is. And even if not, it still makes him look like a douche. Oh, yes, it is. Really embarrassing to be so confidently wrong. Today I learned a hexagon has 8 sides. It has what? The disappointment I felt when I realized that at least 6,700 plus people don't know that a stop sign is a hexagon and not an octagon. Wait, a stop sign is a what now? It's a what? Whatever, man. When I was 6, my sister was half my age. Now I'm 70. How old's my sister? 35. Let's have a hard one next time, please. That sure is a lot of likes on that. I genuinely don't know if they're not called that on Facebook, are they? Because you've always got these stupid little emojis down here now, so I don't know. Is it just you get to react with anything, I guess now? He couldn't figure out this basic math rule. Even after the website he linked proved him wrong. Wait, really? I love that. Okay, that means less than 5. That means more than 5. How are y'all so dumb? This is defined as the greater than sign. This is defined as the less than sign. Replacing the signs with words, you said greater than 5 means less than 5.5. Greater than means more. Your second example of this, because I'm stupid and can't remember any signs from math, it's actually helpful that I'm reading this right now, is greater than the number to the right. You must not have read the website you linked to. It actually disproves you. You're simply just wrong. So confidently wrong. Wrong. Look it up. Lol. I did. You are wrong. You fool. You're wrong. But you know what's not wrong? The new merch over at EmKayshop.com. Make sure you use code BOOBIN at checkout to get yourself free shipping. For those who clearly don't know basic multiplication and math, 3 plus 2 equals 5, and 5 times 3 equals 15. Therefore, 3 plus 2 times 3 equals 15. Update on what they said after I told them it is not 15. Me, I can tell you that it's not 15. Them, source, tons of textbooks, calculators, websites, being a math major. Dude, I said basic, not advanced math. What you're talking about is advanced math, not basic math. God damn, people will say anything, won't they? How does easy mode not make things easy? Wait, what? There's even a built-in easy mode. Yeah, with Toadette and Nabbit. Would you say SMB3, what is that? Super Mario Bros. 3? Is easy because you can give yourself infinite P-Wing with a Game Genie? Having an easy mode doesn't make the game easy. That's the literal point of an easy mode. An easy mode doesn't make a game easy, else it wouldn't need to have an easy mode. Then what does it do? Bro, I'm gonna need you to tell me what easy mode does. I like that. This phrase right here kills me. An easy mode doesn't make a game easy, else it wouldn't need to have an easy mode. You need to explain that entire statement. You're not... What? Are you high? Tetanus comes from cow manure, and if you get cut, just let it bleed. That'll naturally clean it. Soap and water? You're good. Actually, tetanus comes from something I can't pronounce, which can be present in manure. And no, it is not the most efficient way to prevent tetanus. Sorry, wrong. Nothing can enter your bloodstream if you let it bleed. You don't need poison in your body to stop anything. Immune system is amazing. This man is going to die within the next 5 years. Fun fact. Not every injury bleeds. Fun fact number 2, not every bleeding completely cleanses the wound. Fun fact number 3, that thing I can't pronounce does not even need to enter the bloodstream to produce tetanospasmin? Is that what that word is? I've never seen that full word. Dictionary? I never heard of it. Dictionaries aren't real, they're a liberal hoax. It doesn't make sense to tip somebody anything because it is done to ensure prompt service. You receive no prompt service, but in fact, that person made you a bigger problem. What? To ensure prompt services. What are you ensuring? Because it seems to me it's not spelt TEPS. Also, ensure is to compensate. Ensure is to make something the case. Not sure how you came up with that one. Lol. Okay, why don't you adjust your glasses, nerd? I can prove 0.999 doesn't exist. Step 1, 0.999 equals 1 minus 1 minus 0? Huh? What? My unemployed boyfriend claims he has simple proof that breaks mathematics. I did see this. Can anyone verify this proof? I honestly think he might be crazy. Copying and pasting the text he sent me. Okay, this is false and I can prove it. Proceeds to not prove it. That means that 0.999 must be a fake number because having 0.999 existing will break the foundations of mathematics. I'm dumbfounded no one has ever realized this. Edit. I texted him what was said in the top comment, pointing out the mistakes, and he instantly dumped me. That man is going to die within the next 5... Okay, he's not, but he's gonna go his entire life thinking he's smarter than everyone on Earth. Smarter than the smartest people that have ever lived. The people that came up with everything he's claiming to disprove, using what they created. I don't know. He's gonna have a very harsh life. Time to find a new boyfriend. I can prove that. Birds are dinosaurs. Crocodiles are not. There are a few literal dinosaurs left, like crocodiles and alligators, and more in the ocean, but all surviving ones are in the ocean. Those aren't dinosaurs. It has to do with the formation of the hip joint and leg positioning. Crocs sprawl, and dinosaurs' legs were directly under their bodies. You have no idea what you're talking about. Go do some research. Yes, they're considered living dinosaurs. They're a lot smaller now than they were back then, but they're the oldest living creature known to humans. The oldest living creature known to humans. Is that right? Is that correct? I always love people that do that. You have no idea what we're talking about. Go do some research. Do some research. Bro, shut the hell up. Crocodiles are not dinosaurs, but both crocodiles and dinosaurs came from the crown group Archosaurs. Archosaurs? Yeah. Archosaurs were reptiles that included birds, crocodiles, pterosaurs, and dinosaurs. Modern-day birds are descendants of feathered dinosaurs evolving over the last 65 million years. See, I love that because he says go do some research. One Google later, boom, here's the answer to that. But he will come back going, no, here's some weird creepy bullshit in the basement of Google's second page. This is the true stuff, by the way. It's actually the opposite. A cool guide to what blood groups you can or can't receive. Asshole O negative can receive from everyone but can't give to anyone. Huh? She didn't start a physical altercation. She threw a glass of wine in your face. There's no physical contact between you and her at that point. I know you think you had a gotcha there, but yes, John Cena would be a pussy for attacking someone over getting a glass of wine thrown in his face. You're an idiot, man. Yes, I do believe that splashing liquid on someone is tantamount to a form of assault. I don't think it counts as battery, but I do believe it is a form of assault. Just like sneezing or spitting on somebody on purpose or coughing on them, that is also a form of assault, I'm pretty sure. So maybe don't go splashing people with random shit, because it's not okay. Racist doesn't realize Al Bowley was South African, while complaining about Africans, all right? England and the US were such lovely places before they became Africanized. Excuse me? Africa was doing just fine before the English turned up. You should look up Mr. Bowley's early life and how African it actually was. Wow. Red blood cells are not real cells. What? Yes, because even if we disregard non-human cells in the body like bacteria, most human cells by number are mature red blood cells, which do not have a nucleus and therefore no DNA. You think red blood cells are actually cells? Yes? Are you really suggesting that they're not? Lol, they aren't by definition. By definition, they don't have organelles and a nucleus and don't divide. It's literally just an oxygen transport. By definition. Hang on, let me go look this up. All right, you want to know what the first 3 words of the definition of red blood cells is? Red blood cells. You know the name? Cells? Also referred to as red cells? Are you serious? Huh? Austin is home to nearly 10% of the homeless population in the entire United States. And 94% of statistics quoted on Reddit are made up. There are 550,000 homeless people in America, almost 5,000 in Austin. Do the math, genius. You move the decimal point twice to make 10% into 0.10. What happens, or 0.10, excuse me. What happens when you move the decimal point twice in 550,000? That's right, 5,500. Or at least that's the only way I can see them coming up with 10% of 550,000 is 5,500 instead of 55,000. By this guy's reasoning, Los Angeles has 160% of the remaining homeless population. Woo! I knew there was a lot there, but that statistic is huge. Customer leaves review for a new restaurant. Oh boy, this ought to be good. First time trying this place, never again. Found a huge piece of plastic in my food. Looks like the handle of something broke off. Obviously threw everything away in case there were smaller bits. Hi there. Thank you for your review. I'm sorry to hear about this experience. By looking at the photo, we could tell that it's not a piece of plastic, but a cinnamon stick that we use as spice. In one of our dishes that we cook, of course, obviously. Please call us if you'd like to discuss this more with us. I'd be more than happy to hear your concerns and sort this out with you. Bro didn't know what a cinnamon stick was? Morgan Freeman. But did he go there? I don't know. This hurts my brain. Pretty sure that guy would turn the 1-syllable name Aaron into a 3-syllable name, Aaron. 1 syllable? Are you having a stroke? 2. Don't go there. You're gonna be featured in this group. Maybe that's what you want? Seriously? I thought you were kidding. Aaron is 2 symbols. I'll die on this hill. Post it. At me in the posting. I want to watch the roasting. Change your mind? Aaron. I'm just going to go with Aaron. It's better. It's better, dude. All right. A plus B equals 3. A plus B plus C equals 6. A plus B plus C times 4 is what? 15? You failed math. 24. I don't know, dude. No, we eradicated it, asshole. No, smallpox will kill you, dumbass. Literally never seen a smallpox case in my life. Another fake disease to be scared of? Man, the fact that you ain't never seen a smallpox case in your life is pretty awesome, okay? That's pretty good. You wanna know why you haven't seen it? Because we destroyed it, dipshit! Funny you say that, but no one's ever really observed a germ. We've seen this one before. Yeah, this guy, the one at the end who says, "Have you seen one without the aid of a microscope?" Yeah, microscopes aren't real. They're propaganda. Bro added the facepalm emoji in everything, and commented the same comment twice to 2 different people. All right, let's see here. For all the medicated Barbies out there, Wellbutrin was awful. All right, and I'm not rich enough for Vyvanse, Lexapro, or Zoloft. Where the hell is... what is that? Zoloft is the other name for that. It's literally the first one on there. Excuse me? What? All right, how do you pronounce this? Names are awful, okay? Seroquel is a fairly intense antipsychotic. Zoloft is an antidepressant. Yay. Humans are not animals. If you actually had brain cells, you would know. Well, you're disproving what you're saying already. I mean, your intellect level's down there with the common house cat, so you would definitely be an animal. Reading comprehension. Jesus. Saying it affects 1% of the people abusing the glitch is not synonymous with saying 1% of the people play hardcore. Hyperbolic example to reflect the principle was the issue. The people have spoken. It's done. Affects. It's actually effect? I could see how you'd become confused, though. Nice try. Effect is most commonly used as a noun meaning a result or consequence, as in cause and effect. Change was made, negatively affected. No, dude, come on, bro. Are you kidding me? Come on. They don't know what a noun is either, apparently. Hey, to be fair, I don't even know what a word is. You've gotten off lucky. The smugness is killing me, all right? Are you actually serious? Yeah, there's no such thing as an asexual human. Okay, asexuals aren't going to be any less real no matter how many times you say it. YouTube is preventing me from educating you further on this, so you've gotten off lucky. What does that mean? All that nonsense is a bunch of quirky Zoomers that don't want to admit to being incompatible with most of the people they meet. Whatever you say, dipshit. I can't believe you actually said, sorry, YouTube is too fun. You're lucky. You're lucky I'm going to go back to watching, well, a bunch of names I don't actually want to name because I don't want to help platform them, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Sorry, but milk isn't dairy. Cheese is dairy. You try so hard to get it right when you're wrong, it's pathetic. Milk is considered dairy in at least 6 countries that I have lived in. How is it not dairy? Because this is America. In America, we do things the right way. Okay. They are literally called dairy cows. Yeah, but cows make cheese and milk. Different udders for different products. Read a book. Yes, but for some reason, they don't ever make cheese from the strawberry or chocolate cows. You know what? That's a good point. Where the hell is my strawberry and chocolate cheese? Not being able to name at least 5 African countries is wild. All right, let me try. Egypt, Uganda, South Africa, Congo, Nigeria, Rwanda. Bro said South Africa. That ain't a country, that's a direction. Huh? What? One more time. Balloons are made of plastic. Unnecessary plastic waste, OP. Balloons are filled with air, not plastic. And balloons themselves are made of rubber. And that many will probably fit in 1 or 2 trash bags, which is tiny compared to how much trash that congregates just from unclaimed freebies. I have spoken. He got you. He got you. He's spoken. No, that's it. That's it. I do absolutely fucking despise balloons, though. I hate it. I hate it. I think one of the most wastefully stupid things I've ever seen in my life was a woman carrying a bundle of balloons out of my local grocery store, and yeah, you can get them there, and she had it wrapped in a plastic trash bag because it was raining. You know, I understand, don't want to get my balloons wet, but there's something about balloons in general that just feels really stupid. I mean, I'm not saying you're dumb if you like them. I get it. Like, they're fun. They're goofy. You know, it just, to me, hate them. Can't fucking stand them. Balloons are made of latex more often than not. Latex is the stabilized, vulcanized sap from a tree. Your shiny, flat, novelty number balloons are made of mylar, which is a plastic, but not your run-of-the-mill floating inverted teardrop, but your run-of-the-mill. Okay, I see. It does eventually biodegrade. Not great for the environment and still a hazard for wildlife. Sea turtles are known for mistaking them for jellyfish, for example, but not plastic. A lot of things are called rubber, some of which are plastic, silicone, polyurethane, neoprene, nitrile, all rubbers of a sort and classed as plastics. Latex is indeed a notable exception, and humans have been using it significantly longer. Okay, I don't know why I can't read. I have spoken. Yeah, that's what I said, dude. They've spoken, bro. That's it. All there is to it. You lose. OP is the kind of person who thinks spraying someone with a hose is assault. It literally is. No. Yes, it is. Look, I'm pretty sure that if you do anything to somebody else, especially if it makes physical contact with you and they did not want you to do it, that can count. That's not okay at all. If you spray me with a hose and I didn't say, yeah, go ahead, or consent to having a water fight with you, yeah, dude, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. I draw the line at spreading misinformation. Check the facts before you look like Red. All right, so Red's the idiot. Thank you. That's a tortoise. Turtles live in water. Nope, all tortoises are turtles. Not all turtles live in the water. You are so wrong. Tortoises have more rounded and domed shells, where turtles have thinner, more water dynamic shells. Water dynamic? Turtle shells are more streamlined to aid in swimming. One major key difference is that tortoises spend most of their time on land and turtles are adapted for life spent in water. All tortoises are in fact turtles. That is, they belong to the order of, well, stuff. Reptiles having bodies encased in a bony shell, but not all turtles are tortoises. Wow, Britannica, check that out, pal. Blue check Musk Stan, a tale in 4 parts. Oh no. The original owner of the X handle says Twitter took it without paying. They offered him merch and a tour of the office. Whoa! This is Cap via Telegraph, yet there's no article saying this. Huh? You know, I thought the guy himself said that. It is kind of lame. You know, I understand kind of, but this rebrand has been so pathetic that he just has to take an active @ from somebody. Like, bro, you couldn't just make a different one? No, not a different handle. I mean, you've got the inner workings of the website at your fingertips. You couldn't just allow for another X? Who gives a shit? Is it literally impossible to have 2 of the same @? I mean, what's gonna happen? Someone looks it up and they both pop up? Oh my god. I mean, you're gonna verify yourself as the legit one anyway, right? New! Former owner of Twitter's X handle tells me how he didn't sell the account. Twitter took it. They offered him some merch. There you go. Read the article. The previous owner of the X account didn't say any of this. Some merch and to meet with management if I like, he told me, referring to what the company did offer him in its email. It's unclear if the swag would be Twitter or X related. Oh well, guess that's how it goes. Australia has 1 state, because they have 50 states that are the size of most countries. Very vague to say that you're from one of basically 50 country-sized states, eh? I'm from Europe would be a near equivalent. So, do you think it would be vague to say you're from Australia? Australia has 1 state, and yeah, I'd probably want to... hold on. Wait a minute. Boy, oh boy, there's sure a lot more than just one of anything down there when you look it up for 4 seconds. Tea is not made from coffee beans, therefore it's not a coffee. Well, you're not from the US and you still speak English, so same thing. I'm from England, and so I speak English. No, you speak British. I'm French, not stupid. The USA was founded in 1776. You think the English language didn't exist before then? I feel it's toxic and actually causes skin cancer, and Big Pharma lied to us saying the sun causes skin cancer. Did George Washington have skin cancer? No. Did they have sunscreen? No. George Washington literally had skin cancer. It was removed in 1794 by Dr. James Tate. What? Hang on a minute. Damn. A 2-second Google search, the source being the National Library of Medicine, a government site, says that he survived to face serious illnesses, including anthrax, pneumonia, and skin cancer. Good God. I mean, it makes sense. I get it. No protection other than hot bullshit clothing back then. Tenant was using my Netflix. Confidently incorrectly asserts sharing is allowed. Wait, what? Netflix was working yesterday and other days. Today it's asking to set up a new account. I'm amazed it ever worked. Netflix doesn't permit a single account being shared between households. Well, I think they used to. They even tweeted saying love is sharing a password. Just because the new rules have finally started going into effect doesn't mean that they didn't endorse it a little bit. I don't even use my account, my mother does. I basically pay for it for her. Netflix isn't included in the rent. Really? It has been working, but today it is not. And yes, you can share Netflix account. Of course you can. We sure could, but they're assholes and they changed the rules on us. Running is way more mental than physical. Huh? Most humans on Earth physically can easily run a 7 to 8 minute mile, they're just mentally not strong enough to do so. If you're a teen/college-aged man, running a 6-minute mile is possible for most. In this situation, you'll be dead if you don't run, so the mental barrier is non-existent. What? Nah, the average person's physical cardiovascular endurance is not that good. It's not a mental thing. Very true. And I don't know, if you're talking about like a fight or flight situation, sure, a bunch of people can do incredible things when they're full of adrenaline, you know? That kind of negates a lot of stuff, but hey, over the next couple days, you're gonna feel it.
Hey everyone, it's me, Robin. I don't mean to scare you like this. I know I normally don't show my face here on EmKay. I just wanted to pop in really quick and let you guys know that I started a new channel of my own. No, I'm not going anywhere here on EmKay. You can find this new channel at the link in the description below or in the sub box area of the main EmKay channel. I'm right down at the bottom of the page with the other crew. Anyway, I'll let you guys get back to the content you came here for, and I hope to see you over on my new channel.
The question was, what's the answer to 3 + 3 × 3? It's the audacity of the nice try, though, for me. I don't even know if that's how you read these equations out loud. I've probably been saying it wrong this whole time. 3 + 3 is 6. 6 × 3 is 18. How the hell is it 12? The way she said it could have been 12 or 18. We don't have an efficient way to verbalize parentheses, but the pause kind of made it seem like the times 3 was separated. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 plus 3 is 12. The question is 3 plus 3 times 3, not 3 times 3 plus 3. Nice try, though. Okay. I've learned to avoid those kinds of Facebook posts like the plague. They infuriate me. Even the people who know PEMDAS and comment the correct answer do it so proudly or even with a little bit of the smug. Like, congrats, you got an entry-level math question right. Ah, PEMDAS. Haven't heard that in a while. Definitely read some tidbit about it somewhere, but now they're thinking they're an expert on it. You should look into what a calorie actually is. They determine a calorie by combusting food in a device called a bomb calorimeter? Whatever. By measuring how much of that particular food they need to burn to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water 1 degree Celsius. Okay, now you tell me what that has to do with human nutrition? Does your body burn food to raise your body temperature? And is that how we metabolize food? Excuse me? Are you stupid? The UK isn't a country. Yes, it is, dumbass. There's a capital for each. Capital each for Wales, England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, but London is the capital of the UK and England. Northern Ireland. Just say Ireland. Seriously? There's Ireland the country and Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK. Different things. Northern Ireland's part of Ireland. Why don't we ask Irish people about this one? Do they have any feelings here? The last comment is technically true. Northern Ireland is part of Ireland, or part of the island of Ireland. This isn't the whole thing. They meant politically and stuff. I know they weren't talking about actual location. Give it time. Lycanthrope doesn't mean werewolf. It means a person that changes into an animal man. It might also be just an animal person, but classically meant a were-rat, were-bear, werewolf, etc. That becomes a half-animal or full animal under certain circumstances, such as a full moon. Google says Oxford Dictionary lycanthrope a werewolf. Also, the guy is hairy like a werewolf in the comic. I almost read comments. I link Oxford Dictionary. You link Forgotten Realms Fandom Wiki. You win. I showed an example of what I said. I win. Lycanthropy literally comes from the name of the f***ing king of wolves in Greek mythology. It's literally a king's name. He was turned into a wolf. A person who turned into an animal. Try Google. Okay. Lycanthrope, which traces back through Latin to a Greek combination of like, from lycos, meaning wolf, and anthropos, meaning human being. Alrighty then. That's no moon. Oh, Exploring the universe from a backyard in Arizona, astrophotographer Andrew McCarthy captured the International Space Station slipping across the moon's face, gently kissing the Tycho crater. Image credit, Andrew McCarthy via Twitter. That's no moon. It's a space station. Yeah, good joke. It's a space station passing in front of a moon. So eager to troll, you can't bother to find out what you're trolling. Typical Jackaloon. You know? Jackaloon is a new one. I think I'll use it. Meanwhile, in your eagerness, you may have missed this. Jackaloon is actually adorable. Fact: God has never made a single drop of alcohol. The earth has never produced a single drop of alcohol. 100% of all wine and alcohol is manufactured by fallen men. Nothing good ever comes out of alcohol. Can you stop saying alcohol? Also, Jesus turned water into wine. This American thinking America wrote the dictionary? I'm sure we've got our own dipshit version, but we didn't write it. Bro, we wrote the dictionary. Be quiet. The most used dictionary in the world is the Oxford English Dictionary. It is also the most used in America and the one that Harvard University asks its students to use. The Oxford English Dictionary is written by professors at Oxford University in Oxford, England, and is published by Oxford University Press, also in Oxford, England. Also, the first ever dictionary was Robert Caudry's Table Alphabetical, written in 1604, published in London, England. I mean, yeah, I get it, I'm stupid, okay? I didn't choose to be born in the US. I hate it.